Tes mic 1 2 3 1 2 3. Oke, halo guys, welcome back with me Fedelish, orang fans saya. Karena kita bakal lanjut Ghostpia lagi. Dimana kemarin kita udah beres episode 3 dan kita lanjut ke episode 4. Growtopia bukan dong. Bukan yang itu dong, akses Mr. Berisik. Welcome to this room ya. The day I was lonely together with her, anjir. As a self-proclaimed doctor and her bodyguard, we have an easy commute. All we have to carry is a simple box with the medical fees collected from the patient, or perhaps I should say victims. Yuri carries the box on the way to work while it's still light, and I carry the box on the way back home when it gets heavy if business is good. I'm carrying the box right now. We're pretty tired, but it's not exactly because we work hard or anything. In any case, after work, we get back to the apartment and stop in the front of the door to our room. The lock's been hacked open with an axe or something, even the knob been torn off. It makes me sad just looking at it all this time, and I've never thought about how a door might feel. Yoru turns to me and looks me in the eye without a word. I nod to tell her I know. Then I kick the door as hard as I can. Before the door can hit the floor, I pull a gun out of my coat and shoot through it once, then again and again. No response. Then I threw the collection box at the ceiling in the room. When the box hit the ceiling, it explodes into a shower of coins. A voice says, "Whoa," but it's neither my voice nor yours. Thanks for giving away your position. You see, I was only trying to get a bunch of coins on the floor so that if you step on one, it will make a sound that will alert me to your position. So you just save me the trouble, I guess. The rest is simple. This happens every day after all. I rush over and fire a shot at the crown of his hat. Speed is key. Just like it is with our commute to work. When I turn around, not only is Yoru standing there, but so are Pacifisa and Anya. I faculty wave to them. Anya says, "What's up with that?" Well, Pacifisa wave back. "It is what it is," I reply. As a self-proclaimed doctor and her bodyguard, we have an easy commute, but lately I've got a heavy heart. Ghostpia Season 1. Must be a pain. Things were going fine at first, though. We've been worrying about something lately, and that's the fact that assailant attacked us on the way back from work every day. The priest definitely has something to do with it. He's barging into Kate's room. I know he's a father, but he's not a dad. Here, coffee's ready. Yoru slams coffee cups onto the table, making more noise than necessary. The rims of each cup are slightly chipped. I suppose it's only to be expected, considering the cupboard containing the cups was recklessly toppled over during the home invasion. The room was dirty to begin with, but it's my only home, and now that the enemy has invaded it, it's no longer a safe place. It's a pain in it. I stare at the rim of my cup to distract myself from the man's corpse still on the floor. This place is home to many memories. I can't say they are all good memories, but they are irreplaceable. And now it feels like those memories were tainted. But perhaps this is my fault. It probably is. It's because of my improper methods. Hello Lord, welcome to the stream. I don't know what they call themselves, but he must be in that worthless group of hoodlums who eat sweet around the clocks. Ah. Oh, he's not with the church. Well, yes and no. The church power run deep and wide, both economically and physically. Almost every business association and even hobby clubs run with the support of the church if you trace the chain of command far enough. But there are people at the bottom of the chain. Know it or not, they are financially backed by the church. Gamenya berapa season dong? Baru ada 1 season sih. The assailant attacking you are probably doing so under the order of scumbag boss. Either that boss or that boss's boss is probably under order of the church. So that's why they can do these things without battling an eyelid. And there's also the fact that other organization wouldn't have any reason to target you. I feel bad. Her explanation is simple and logical, but if it's true, then there is nowhere to run. I guess you need a sturdier door. We've saved up a bit of money, so if you could set this up, I will appreciate it as quickly as possible. Well, I'm not sure how much I can watch the schedule personally, but I can manage before long. How long is before long exactly? Well, it won't take 9,999 days, that's for sure. It's not before long at all. I shot louder than I expected, but the one I spooked the most with that shot was most definitely myself. I'm not mad or anything, just a little tired to be honest. Ayoko, don't worry. Most of the clients at her workshop are my referrals, so I can help ease up the line just a bit. What you need to do right now is bear with it just a little while longer, and it's something only you can do, so... Look, this guy's got 3 magazines on him. Please don't show me that. I don't know when you start risking the body, but she speaks up after finding something. All of the assassins have been man-armed with a variety of weapons. Looting weapons from the bodies help us build an arsenal, and hopefully should serve as a deterrent as the enemy realize they are just handing us more and more weapons. But there's no need to do that right now, is there? You think I freeze that bodies for fun? Tell Sayoko you're sorry for being a shitty, inconsiderate dumbass. I'm sorry for being a shitty, inconsiderate dumbass. Well said. Wouldn't you agree, Sayoko? Sayoko, I'm not you. I can't speak for you, and I don't know how it feels to be targeted by assassin every day, but I swear I'll track down the culprit for you. So please bear with it until then. You don't have to do anything else. Just bear with it. That's your job right now. Trust me. Anjir, dipotek itu tangannya. Tangannya Yoru dipotek. I think Pacifisa is strong. Far stronger than me. She's right. You are me. I trust you. Well said. I give you 100 out of 100. Satisfied, Pacifisa lets go of Yoru before leaving with Anya. Let go, ya. Without me even saying anything, the two of them pick up the corpse and give me a nod as if to say, leave the rest to us. Once they're gone, I clean up the rack, point the room, and murmur to myself. I sure I I sure hope I can bear with it. Usually we talk about the patient of the day before going to sleep, but today we're definitely quiet. We still feel slightly reserved around each other, and we don't have much to do or talk about. So we simply get ready for bed. Sorry about earlier, I've been a little weird today, or rather, these past few days. Everyone is a little bit weird. It's something I've been saying to my patients a lot lately. I see, that's reassuring. Yeah. After that short conversation, I turn off the lights. I wake up to the sound of the doorbell. Who could it be this late at night? I mean this close to dawn. Door repair? No, it's way too soon for that. Package delivery? For a second, I wish Yoro would get it, but she's dead asleep. Even more dead than a ghost, with her leg entangled around mine. Yoro's pajamas are so unbuttoned, she's practically not even wearing them. I chuckle to myself because I've grown so used to seeing her like that. It doesn't even faze me. Tomorrow's going to be like any other day. I'll talk with Yoro and we'll go to work together. I'll slip on my slipper and slip out of bed. There's a slight crack in the hastily duct-taped door. It's dark in the room and bright in the hall. I can see someone standing outside without even having to get close to the crack. Those boots are familiar. They're the same ones worn not by today's assailant, but an earlier one. He's got a pretty heavy package with him. Whenever I loot a gun from our assailant, I toss it under our bed. If I just reach in, I'll find what I need. There we go. For just a moment, I worry if I'll wake up you. Well, whatever. I'll be right there. I pull the trigger. Yoro doesn't wake up. I just hear a groan from across the door. I kick the door open and head into the hall. I do indeed recognize the man tottering up the stair. The dots of blood line the floor. Dots of blood line the floor, like a trail of breadcrumbs leading. The bloodstain get bigger as I go up the stairs. It is a sign the man's getting weaker, which should normally be a good thing. That's why I think to myself, well, it should be fine. I've just become that desensitized to those sort of armed conflict. However, something's a little off about this particular situation. That's not going to help you, you know? The man doesn't react to my warning, leaving us a stalemate. By the way, ham is delicious. I haven't had any in a while. Do you know why it won't, and do you know any good place to get ham? I've been living off of canned food lately. As you will expect, the man just looked at me incredulously, as if to say, what's her problem? Now's your chance, wherever you are. Fire. The first word I ever hear from her. She says she says it so spontaneously. My body just naturally flow into motion, as it's as if my body were built to respond to that voice command all along. Her voice is curious, but not for that reason alone. Sweet. Metaphorically, I mean, no, wait, that's maybe only half true. Somehow, it really does feel sweet. It's kind of a strange sensation. Don't mind me. I stare as steam pipes up from the cup of tea placed before me. The rim isn't cheap on this cup, obviously. The one who made the tea is the tall, adult woman who helped out during the scuffle. Her bangs cover her face. I can't tell where she is looking or read her expression. the very least, her lips looks emotionless. It's honestly a little scary. Her stoicism, and burly physique really contrasts with the other girl's gentle smile and delicate figure. But what's the most striking about the burly woman is the gaping hole in her gut. It's the gunshot wound from the bullet that pierced through the man's body. I have no idea how much kinetic energy a bullet can maintain after piercing through a man's body, but in any case, the bullet pierced through her clothes, and there's a blood soaking around the hole. It can't just be a flesh wound. Yet she's completely calm, and she's not the only one. Hihi, help yourself. The other girl is just as calm, sitting in what appears to be somewhat high-tech wheelchair. I guess her legs aren't good. The tire part of the wheelchair smoothly and easily move across the rock without a problem. It seems like a pretty high-class item. It must run on supermagnetism or anti-gravity or something like that. Are those technologies commonplace now? I feel like they are, but I also feel like they're expensive. The other girl sits down a little bit away from us, abruptly rolls up her shirt and exposes the gunshot wound on her stomach. Oof. He then quickly takes a first aid kit out of a briefcase, and with a skilled hand, he quickly disinfects the wound and extracts the bullet with the large tweezers. He's so calm and nonchalant. You will think she was just popping a pimple. A pimple? Okay. Are you okay? I call out to her without thinking. I'm the reason she got hurt after all. Matt? Huh? My name. Don't worry about my injury. I trained. Miss Matt's voice is way more gentle than I imagined. It makes me kind of happy. Though, I would be happier if I didn't see the shiny red bullet in the tip of her tweezer. We're ghosts after all. Even bullet wounds go back to normal before long. What's most important is to avoid immediate death. Ayako, I know you're famous, isn't that right, man? Famous indeed. I'm sitting on a sofa in a room just 2 floors above ours, trying to make myself as small as possible. Our entire room is smaller than just this living room. At least, I think it's a living room. Is it still a living room if we are that? And yeah, is this just how the top floor is? It's like a presidential suite of a hotel. Oh, I haven't introduced myself. Have I? I'm Renata. I would appreciate it if you call me Renja. J-nya dari mana anjir? Okay, Renja and Miss Matt. I'm glad to have you as a new friend, Sayoko. Renja leans forward and reaches out her hand. I quickly take her hand so that she doesn't fall out of her wheelchair. Something smells so nice. It makes me a little dizzy. What is that smell? I'm flustered. She's smiling at me from across the table as she hugs a pink plush toy that I feel like I've seen somewhere before long ago. It's perfect. This is my room. Ah, I see. She looks younger than me, younger than Anya, maybe around Clara's age. She seems more composed and mature than Clara, but she ended up looking to be the same age due to how she just won't let go of that plush toy. So I guess I can speak more casually with her. It'll feel a bit weird to act all formal with someone younger than me after all. Or is that just my pride talking? After overthinking it, I end up stumbling my response. The kitchen in another room, you see? I see. It might be a bit bigger than your room. You must be rich. It's because I make a lot of things, like what's on that plate. On top of the plate are sweets wrapped in a stylish plastic bag. Something you would expect to see at a brand name store. So I guess she sells sweets. Maybe that's how she has earned her riches. I'll be happy if you drink the tea before it gets cold. It's more delicious when it's hot. You're curious how I know about you, aren't you? It's because I've had my eyes on you for quite some time, Sayoko. You have such long, beautiful eyelashes. My heart skips a bit. Half out of joy and half out of surprise. Renja's got long eyelashes herself, and it seems like there's not a single flaw about her. I don't know how else to put it, but she's got an immaculate atmosphere to her. She's got a luxurious appearance of a princess, but a calm voice of a queen. She's refined and refreshing, like well-chilled import mineral water. Well-chilled import mineral water that you will find in a somewhat fancy supermarket by the station. Okay, that's a weird metaphor, but still. But your hair could use a little work. Do you do proper hair treatment when you take a bath? Emang gua ada salah ya malu? Lah, salah apa lagi Om Aldo? Hah? Kenapa lagi Om Aldo? Datang-datang gini anjir. Hair treatment. That sounds like such a foreign word to me. In fact, I only started to take bath when Pacific Sananya told me to. Nih bangke nih menggiring opini orang-orang yang lagi nonton nih. Jangan gitulah anjir. But at least I'm better than you. Okay? She doesn't even take bath if you tell her to. I'll share what I use with you. Oh, no, I couldn't. That way, our hair will smell the same. Ah. Renja looks right at me with her reddish brown eyes. I don't understand the meaning of her gaze. Renja seemingly knowing everything about me, I have no idea how she feels at all. Okay. You know, this tastes pretty good for a powder anyway. Living things do not exist in this town. And perhaps for that reason, most food products aren't fresh, but perceived food like smoked meat, sausages, or vacuum-sealed quick meal. We don't even drink coffee brewed from roasted bean, just freeze-dried instant coffee. I don't have any more opportunities to drink tea, but this tea is probably made from powder rather than actual leaf. After hesitating for a moment, I take a sip. It's sweet, but the flavor doesn't leap out at me. It's just vaguely tastes like expensive tea. It reminds me of some tea I had with a friend when we went to a tart stand inside a department store, I think. Wait, what is a department store? Nah, ini nih mulai muncul flashback nih. Jawab kamu, hey, Umaldo. Ya, kan menggiring opini dia. Thank you for saving me. Don't mention it. I mean, it was kind of my fault to begin with. You'll be my friend, won't you? Huh. I know it might sound weird for me to say this, but I just thought you were so cool and amazing back there, Sayoko. I would love to have a friend like you, Sayoko. That is, if you think I'll deserve it. You know, maybe some good can come out of pretending to be a ninja in some strange town in the middle of nowhere after all. I don't know how to say it, but this experience is special to me. You see, it will make me very happy. I'll be happy too. We talked for a while after that. The way Aranja speaks is different from the other ghosts I've met. She carefully and courteously chooses each individual word slowly but surely, as if carefully constructing a building. She leads the conversation so well, even if I can keep up with her despite how I usually stumble at questions as simple as how's the weather. As someone who is exhausted every day, this conversation is a blessing. Yo. When Yoru and I enter the cafe, Anya raises her hand to catch our attention. You're early. Sorry for calling you out here. Hey, no sweat. What should we do? What should we order? Don't bother with the new menu items. They are not very good. Really? I want to apologize for yesterday, but I can't find the proper timing, so I end up awkwardly biding my time. The Pacifisa arrives soon enough, and after some small talk, we get to the point. I guess as long as I apologize by the time we head up, I'm good. So this is the thing I wanted to show you guys today. Anya tosses a small resealable pack onto the table. What? Oh. In the back is what appears to be a thumb-sized, oddly metallic pill box. No, wait, it has too few legs for a pill box. In any case, it's quite a curious creature. We found it on the corpse you took care of the other day. It had an unnatural looking wound, so I had her examine it. If your memory is accurate, Sayoko, he revived a few days ago, correct? I wasn't sure if someone could get a wound like that in just a few days. You see? What do you know? Jackpot. At first I thought it was an implant, or a beacon, or something. But then I thought, why would you spend that much money on henchmen sent on suicide mission? Anya picked up on Pacifica's cue. There must be something Anya knows about this thing that even Pacifica doesn't. I listen intently. This thing is, well, basically put a soldier, controller, receiver. So essentially, there's a main controller unit out there somewhere that can manipulate dudes with this receiver implant into them. Controller, main unit, manipulate. Wah, ini kamu suka manipulasi ya, Umalde? I'm a little confused by all these video game SQ terms. It makes me think we've come a long way, both technology and physically. I'm pretty sure I thought the same thing once before and tried to go to the outside world, yearning to go home. At first, I thought it was to ensure their henchmen don't go a wall under enemy fire, but that doesn't make much sense. There are so many better ways to get people to do what you say, like special reward. Giving away all the sweet you can eat is the way to go. So you couldn't figure it out in the end. Who do you think I am? I'm Anya, the fearless leader. Of course, I look into it. These things were used in the closing years of the Great War, when the upper brass was clearly losing command of their forces. Anjir, I needed to minimize the damage caused by the faction. So they tried using technology to artificially solve low morale, huh? Basically, I wonder where these guys are sending their order from. It looks like the main unit can send the orders to and don't. I think it works by commanding the river pathway of the brain and tinkering with them freely, like how parasites can make grasshoppers gladly drown themselves in a river. At least that's how I think it works. What does this mean? Well, you tell someone to do something and they must do it. Tell them don't and they must not do it. You lay down the rules. I don't know how much it would cost to fully replace a brain with a machine, but unlike a robot or cyborg, this soldier can think about various aspects of their mission and can thus violate part of their order as long as they uphold the order overall. Now that's a blatant disregard of human rights. Yeah, I guess it beats national collapse though. You sound like an expert. Actually, I just heard this from an acquaintance of mine who happens to be an expert. He's a man, by the way. Yeah, so what? Oh my, what a lively reaction we've got here. I guess even Anya gets around, huh? Hey, cut it off. what does. And don'ts were those guys told. We just don't know. Don't read out don't read out your own balls, maybe? I see, that does make sense. Guess we've got no choice but to capture the next assassin alive. Okay, I'll try. On the bright side, at least we're not dealing with a gene-altering mutant manufacturing machine technology, I guess. I would say the odds will be 50-50 in that case. Teenage Ninja versus mutant would still be a tough matchup, huh? Jadi TMN, anjir. Guns. Huh? It's only 50-50 if it's unarmed. And if we include guns in the mix. I chuckle knowingly. I'll leave it to you. Glad to see glad to see you're doing well. Musiknya enak ya? That's probably thanks to my conversation with Ranja. It's also thanks to the support you all give too, of course. I feel a little guilty about not talking to anyone about my conversation with Ranja. I know I could just talk about it, but considering all the effort Pacifica and Anya just went through to make me a new friend, it will be a little rude of me to just casually mention how I made a new friend and had tea with her behind their backs. I'm sorry about yesterday. Don't sweat it, it's all in the past. Thus, plot to capture the next would-be assassin and cut him open according to your suggestion. On the way home, she buys the sturdiest rope available at the store, thus completing preparation. But unfortunately, or shall I say fortunately, we're not attacked by an assassin on the way back. The man who used the delivery man approached yesterday was supposed to be in charge of today's assassination attempt. But since he jumped the gun and died, I suppose he's taking the day off. As I think to myself and space out, the phone rings. Hello? Hello, Sayoko. Sorry for calling so late. It's okay, I was still awake. Did something happen? Yeah, kind of. Can you come over to my house? I take a look at Yuru to see she's dozed off while reading a book. It's a pain trying to wake her up. I really need to get her to pay more attention to the time. We'll go once I've woken up Yuru, but that will take a little time. No, I would prefer that if you came alone. But we don't know when the next attack will happen. It will be fine for tonight, I guarantee it. Anya's here already, we'll be waiting. Okay, I'll hurry. I'm going. I pat Yoru on the forehead. I hear her mumble incoherently behind me as I head out into town. I guess this is my third time going to Pacifica's house. Since it's already late, I hesitate for a moment before ringing the doorbell. Pacifica doesn't answer. Something like this had happened before, so I wait a bit before trying again, figuring she might be using the bathroom or something. I try to simulate the situation in my head a few times to see what the best outcome will be. I feel a little happy that I've been remembering more things lately. An entire conversation plays out in my head as I wait. And yet there's no sign of Pacifica answering the door. I really hope someone didn't break into her house, so I have to settle a grudge or to steal anything. I grab the doorknob. It turns without any resistance, meaning it was unlocked. Something clearly wrong here. I should have done this to begin with. I barge into Pacifica's house as vigilantly as possible. There's no sign of any human or rather ghost presence. Instead, all that's in the living room is steaming food and coffee on the table. Normally, the smell of the food will make you hungry. But something felt ominous about this place. Someone must have broken in here after all. No, that wouldn't make sense. If I were a home invader, a table with food on it is the first thing I will topple over. I decide to wait. Sifisai is a busy ghost. I think perhaps something urgent came up and interrupted her meal. It's cold outside. I decide to take just the coffee. Sorry for swiping the coffee. Perhaps this coffee was actually meant for me, as it's a little sweet. I sip the coffee and sit in the sofa as I wait for the owner of the house to return. At first, I'm a little worried if there's an invader or not. But the warm room, the fluffy sofa, and the scent of Pacifica's perfume lingering on the fabric relax me so much. By the time I start to feel a little bored, I get struck by a pot of sleepiness. Sweet things are so relaxing, huh? Just like Pacifica and Renja too. I think Renja comes out on top in terms of sugar content. Pacifica's more of a mature taste. I try to get up when I start thinking weird thoughts like that, but it seems like I'm at my limit. I decide to take a short nap. Pacifica might be shocked to find me like this. Wah, dikasih obat tidur ya kita ya berarti ya? It's a little hot. Pacifica's house has sufficient heating. I guess this is how it gets sometimes. My eyelid feels so heavy, but I force my body to get up since I know I can't just sleep here forever. Pacifica, I open my eyes. I wish I hadn't. I want to believe that this is just a dream. I mean, I could try going back to sleep. The living room is engulfed in sea of flames. Just about everything is on fire except for me. It doesn't look like it will be that way for long. I smell a faint hint of gasoline. I wonder why I didn't notice until now. The scent way more overwhelming than the smell burning wood, fabric, or plastic. Halo Ghostpia, iya bubuk, welcome to stream. Jadi kamu CO mau apa? Apa salahku? Oh tuh, jangan ikut aku. Halo Max, welcome to stream. Gak tau nggak jelas nih orang cok. Sering banget cok bikin ini anjir impresi-impresi yang buruk pas ditanya kabur anjir. Nanti ada viewer baru ngikirnya aku orang suka cari masalah anjir. This is arson, isn't it? But why? Wait, first thing first, I gotta get out of here. With all the warning alarms going off in my head, I should have jumped out of my seat, but I don't. I can't stand up. Even if I brace my legs, the upper half of my body doesn't balance along with them. I tell my body to hold on, but the command just fizzles out before it can spread all the way. I'm frustrated, but even the frustration fizzles out. My mind goes blank. It's like I try to count to 16, but I can only get to 8. I start to break out into a sweat. Feeling into a sweat, benar. Filling my clothes with unpleasant dampness. I need to use that displeasure as a tool to prop up my feeble concentration. When I totter over the table, I consider placing my hand on the edge, probably due to smoke inhalation. Unfortunately, I probably can't run my way out of here. I look around the window. If I try going out the front door, I'm almost certain I'll lose consciousness before I get there. I place my hand on the glass. I gather up all the strength I can muster and smash it. The fresh air touched my cheek. Almost there. Hang in there. Get your upper body out the window. Oh, when my face slammed into the ground, I know I've successfully escaped. I hear several footsteps in the snow, and I notice people gathering around me. I know that I've only gotten out of the fire into the frying pan. Arson means there's an arsonist. And if there's one arsonist, why not several of them? Can you take them on? I ask myself. I don't think I can take them on. Can't you do something? I don't think I can do anything. How many are we dealing with? About 3 men, I suppose. Why would they gang up on a girl? Isn't it obvious? I'll kill them. Everything you couldn't do that day, I'll make it happen. I take a gun out of my pocket and without even taking proper aim, I fire at one of the men. What happened after that beats me. The world seems to move frame by frame, but with several frames missing. Before I realize I've dropped my gun. Ah, damn it. The man glared at me. My body can't move anymore, not even my brain. I'll kill fucking the moon. The only thing inside of me is that single-minded intention. Time slowly drags on. The sudden sound of a siren snapped me back to my sense. The police car stops. Police, what's going on over here? A familiar-looking plain clothes police officer got from the police car window. Mind explaining yourself? When the officer tries to get out of his car, the man shoots at it. But they get out of is a few cracks in the windshield. Hey, you can't just shoot at a police officer like that, you know? The officer acts somewhat predictably, and then, hey Ninja, sorry if in advance if I hit you. He said that before firing his shotgun. Tunggu G102 aku udah gak waras, ntar ku CO. Katanya kemarin udah gak waras. I hear repeated alternation between gunshot and pump action. The stimulation overload fries my burnout nerve, leaving me completely disoriented. Before I know, it's just me and the officer. The other man run away. The police officer then turns to me and continues. Hey, no need to be so apprehensive. I'm on your set today. Liar. I'll fucking kill you, I swear. I say exactly what crosses my mind. I see, wow, that's scary. But his casual tone of voice is nothing but proof that danger is gone. This makes me happy and relieved. Maybe I can let my guard down just a little, and then... there's nothing little about me letting my guard down here, since I lost consciousness entirely. I wake up when I notice the characteristic rumbling of a car driving down the road. Every time the car shakes, my head aches and I curse. Hey, I don't think that's appropriate language for a young girl your age. I'm lying down in the rear seat, the chief driving, so I can't read his facial expression. Why did you save me? Well, I rushed to the scene since the house was on fire. When I got there, I found some men ganging up on a girl. As a police officer, it's my duty to protect and serve you. I thought you were the enemy. The chief goof offs, exhaling loudly with each ha. Sure, the police does have a cooperative relationship with the church, but it's not like the police main duty is to serve the church, it's to protect the town. But it's for convenience. We want to protect the town, and if that means picking sides, we'll pick them. And so about the fire, we are investigating, but the homeowner, Pacifisa, yeah, I think she's kinda had it coming, honestly. When you live that luxuriously, you have to expect at least a little arson. Pacifisa's not a bad person. That's right, Pacifica's strong, smart, well-connected, and most of all, she protects me. Well, in that case, the church isn't bad either, huh? It's not like the church. Now, doing business on a scale like hers, while also keeping the church at bay, isn't as easy as you think. You've gotta do some pretty messed up stuff to manage that. That can be the case. He's probably trying to seize control of the town away from the priest. That's what they've been saying since forever at least. Not only does my head hurt, now my heart's throbbing too. I don't want to hear it. I really don't. There's a side of Pacifisa that I don't know. A side I'm too afraid to know. But what I'm most afraid of is losing my trust in her. I want to believe in her. Everyone's whispering that she's seriously vying for the top spot of the food chain. She has got the strongest bodyguard in town on her side after all. So that's what people think about my relationship with Pacifisa, huh? It's not true. We are precious friends. Pacifisa's the one who brought me out of my room, you know. Me? The chief silently nods. What did Pacifisa brings me out of my room? Is it because she needed me? Or is anybody with great physical strength? Hahaha. It can't possibly be the latter. We deliver a letter today. That's something we do every so often. We've earned a fair bit of trust, see? And it was a letter from the church to you know who. Before I realize it, I'm gritting my teeth. The palm of my hand hurts since I'm clenching my fist and digging my nails into my skin. My coat moist with a strange sweat. I feel so uncomfortable. I let out a groan. What was the letter about? How should I know? We just delivered it. But I can hazard a guess. On second thought, never mind. Oh, do I turn left here? On with it. You'll just get mad if I tell you. I can throw you into the wall game, and I won't hold back this one. I tried to be as threatening as possible. It looks like it worked. As the chief began to speak slowly after a short pause, I just think it's something like, if you want to join us, now's your final chance. First they form a business partnership with her and they seize her, sympathize her. That's their usual modus operandi, isn't it? That can't be right, can it? Well, that's just my take on it anyway. What a weird take. I don't say anything after that. My head hurts too much. The officer says something and opens the police car door. In front of me is my apartment complex. My head is getting noticeably worse, but I make a mad dash for my room anyway. Police really is poop. All cops are poop. As if I'm ever gonna thank you for anything. When I get back to the room, you're asleep. Your lips are at the odd sort of volume where they can neither be called thin nor thick. I can't help but touch them. My finger leaves a tiny trail. Maybe it's mud, maybe it's soot, maybe it's blood. I think this chilly, clean room is a stark contrast to me. I feel out of place here. I'm filthy from crawling on the floor through the fire. I still feel hot. Only now do I notice the burn on the base of my neck. I guess I'll go take a bath. Maybe that will lighten my mood. That must mean my mood is bad. I suppose I do take a bath whenever I'm in a bad mood. When I take off my clothes and timidly give them a smell, they definitely stink. Like a flea market of bad smell. I whisper to myself as I toss every last article of clothing into the washing machine. I then head to the narrow bathtub of my modular bathroom and twist open the hot water faucet. Crap, I curse my own foolishness for not drawing the bath first, as I shiver in the cold bathroom with my clothes in the washing machine. If I had built it up first, I may have just jumped in as is. But as it stands, it just feels kind of wrong to get into a half-filled tub. I feel cold. Wait, I've got bath towel, don't I? I turn around and look at the shelf behind me, but then the bathroom door opened, wearing her pajamas. Yoro looks this way in surprise. Whoa. I grab the bath towel on top of the shelf and hide my unsightly self. We may be roommates, we may be sleeping, but we've still got boundaries. And it's Yoro of all people. How will I be comfortable showing myself to her? You're taking a bath too, Sayoko? That's unusual. Oh yeah, I have to every now and then at least. I got a soily taste in my mouth as I was sleeping. And so I realized that I haven't been brushing my teeth lately. So I should probably go do that brushing your teeth is important, isn't it? And yeah, happily your teeth will rot if you don't brush. Huh? That's kind of scary. I kinda like this awkward conversation we have. It's familiar and relaxing. Like a pair of shoes you've broken in. Hujan bro, tutup jendelanya. Iya. I get a little dirty myself, so I need to go clean up my body. There's something I would like to talk about once I'm done taking a bath. He caught me by surprise, but this could actually be a big chance for me now that I think about it. It's almost done. Our obligatory curfew, where ghosts cannot maintain consciousness. What I have to tell Yuri isn't easy to talk about, and I don't know how to follow it up once I'm done. That's why it's reassuring that I can rely on Dawn to forcibly bring any and all conversation to a close. It's a little unfair, I know. I figure I'll warm up my courage in the bath, but as soon as the idea crosses my mind, Yoru nonchalantly speaks up. No, it's fine, we can talk here. You can go ahead and take your bath as we told, Sayoko. Huh? Oh, the tub's gonna overflow. Cool. Enjoy. I urged by Yoru. I head to the brim bathtub and plop my body into the water. After a second thinking, I shut the curtain. Even I need my privacy sometimes, you know. The scent of fresh steam billows up from just below my face. Even when I'm in an unknown town, in some faraway country, this alone remains the same. Even when I've become something as incomprehensible as a ghost, on the other side of the curtain, I can hear Yuri start brushing her teeth. I let out a long sigh. Hey Yuri, can you hear me? Oh, Yuri grunts. I guess that means she can hear me. Earlier today, Sifisa called me on the phone and said she had something important to talk about, so I should go over to her house. You would have woke me up, so I should come too. That's what I was thinking, but she said to come alone. So I guess it would be less dangerous if something happened along the way and I was alone. Well, something did indeed happen, which is why I'm bringing this up now. It's a good thing that I didn't bring Yoru with me. I didn't catch that, but you want to know what happened next? Well, when I got to Pacifica's house, nobody was home, and like an idiot, I fell asleep, and when I woke up, I fell silent for a moment. Or rather, I can't find it in me to keep talking. I recalled that moment of despair. I got a thick skin and a thick skull to boot. At least, that's how I've always seen myself. But when I think about the despair and hopelessness, I felt that moment. I woke up and at the back of my throat clenched, and I can't get any words out. Everything burned warm, perhaps catching onto my current state. Yoru stopped brushing her teeth. Pathetic sound of my wheezing echoes through the bathroom. I lost track of the passage of time. After that, the sound of rustling clothes mixed in with the sound of my heavy breath. The curtains open. Excuse me, can you scooch in a bit? What? A fully naked Yoru stepped into the bathtub, pushing me a little to the side. The excess water gushed out with a hearty splash. It seemed kind of wasteful. Why? We share a bed, so why not a bath? Too. Let's lay together and bare our skin. Kok ini bobo Yuri gini ya? We can lay bare truth together. You know that showing skin to each other in a friendly way thing you told me, but Sayoko, that's so weird. It might be weird, but I don't mean anything weird by it. You're overthinking things, Sayoko. Anyway, let's move on. Whenever you talk of fresh but artificial mints and tickle my nose, I remember telling her about cultural tidbits. In fact, it feels more like a cultural tidbit between boys, if anything, but maybe I'm just upset that I can't remember telling her about it. Tell me everything what happened. And it happened, I wanna know. This pad up wasn't made for two. Our legs are touching. I can feel her body heat, which is a little lower than the heat of the water. To keep my eyes from wandering, I looked at my knees. I've got a scrape. When I woke up, everything was on fire. I was scared. So there are things, even you're afraid of. Huh, Sayoko. Of course there are. Lots of them. That must have been a scary experience. Yuru's hand moved underneath the surface. Her fingertip crawled around my calf, like a ghost without a place to go. You've been saving guns underneath the bed, right? I've got a few. At least. Where she's going with this? I was organizing them earlier and I found one gun that looked familiar. What do you mean? It was a big gun that Pacifista used the other day to shoot that what's-the-face guy. I'd remember that gun. Pacifista swiped it off of Mort when he suddenly rushed into her room the other day. She did say this thing's dangerous, so I'll keep it in the vault until it disappears by itself, didn't she? My fingertips feel cold, even though the water is so warm. It was an unusual gun for sure, but maybe this one is just a doppelganger. They are probably just similar guns. I mean, they are mass produced after all. I got scared thinking why Pacifista would give that gun to one of those hooligans. So scared I couldn't mention it. Maybe she needed the money or something. Yeah, hopefully it's something like that. Okay, return Sayoko. Huh? You don't have to talk if you don't want to, but I think talking things through will help you feel a little bit better. That's my opinion as a specialist at least. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? I'm fine, but I just suck at talking, so I'm sorry. In slow, stuttered words, I managed to tell her what happened after that. How the chief happened to come to my rescue and the unpleasant thing he told me after that. If we were talking anywhere else besides the bathtub, I might have withheld several details of exaggerated the number of men threefold. And I definitely wouldn't have told her about what I heard from the chief. But the warmth of the water and the sensation of your skin makes me so feel relaxed and well bear that I can't help but bear the truth. I see that must have been rough. I was scared, but just a little. Are you still scared? Just a little. I see. Yuri starts staring, and for some reason she struck her wet finger through my hair. I think I'll take a break from my medical practice for a while. I softly gasped at your declaration, because I had a feeling we will have to talk about that once we got out of the bath. But it took her so much work to get that job. I don't want to take it away from her. Even someone as tense as me can tell that Yoru to really enjoy that job. But she might be the next thing to go. I was ready to protect her, even if it meant taking away the only joy in her life, even if it meant making her hate me. I'm sorry. You have nothing to apologize for. But in the end, I didn't need to tell her to quit her job. I didn't have to make her hate me. It's such a relief. It feels like a weight has been taken off my shoulder. Ayoko? Yes? I'm so sleepy. Yeah, me too. Yours droppy eye? Look quite sleepy indeed. Mine must look just like hers. I see, the sun must be starting to rise beyond the small bathroom wall. Those are creatures of the night, and are therefore not allowed to be awake in the light of day. That's why we inevitably grow tired and fall asleep. I guess this is fine every now and then. We are too tired to even get out of the bathtub. Whether we like it or not, our sun seems to dissolve into the bathroom as we doze off to sleep. Apa lagi?
Karena memang abahku turunan orang Yaman. Dia dipanggil Mahdi, dia dipanggil Sangkuni. Jibril, Jibril, tolong bantu saya. Abahku punya kunci membuka pintu surga.
Emang ada surga?
Dia juga bisa berubah-ubah wujud menjadi keras sakti dan juga Imam Mahdi. Jibril, Jibril, tolong bantu saya. Aku sukanya demo, tak suka perdamaian, karena memang abahku turunan orang Yaman. Dia dipanggil Mahdi, dia dipanggil Sangkuni. Jibril, Jibril.
Jibril itu yang Lino Game No Life kan? Itu wangi-wangi sih.
Abahku punya kunci membuka pintu surga dan dia juga bisa.
By the way, thank you ya buat donation-nya ya, Kundamis ya. Ini loh, Jibril tuh yang ini loh teman-teman. Nih. Wangi-wangi coy Jibril tuh. Nih. Koin. Ini nih. Masih fotonya. Pede the hell. Padahal welcome to stream ya bro ya. Jibril tuh yang ini. Nih tuh Jibril tuh yang ini kan. Ini mau wangi-wangi cok, waifu gue ini cok. Game No Life. Udah thank you buat media share ya. This. I always feel welcome here, thanks. Just dissolve the boundary between the two of us as we melt into a puddle together and disappear. Takut. Oh my god. Tumben gak Shiro yang ngoli. Lebih mantap Jibril di No Game No Life lah. Oh my god, kamu takut bubuk.
Abahku punya kunci membuka pintu.
Ini media share yang sama ya.
Dan dia juga bisa berubah-ubah wujud menjadi keras sakti dan juga Imam Mahdi. Jibril, Jibril, tolong bantu saya. Aku sukanya demo, tak suka perdamaian, karena memang abahku turunan orang Yaman. Dia dipanggil Mahdi, dia dipanggil Sangkuni.
Sangkuni apa tuh guys?
Jibril, tolong bantu saya. Abahku punya kunci membuka pintu surga dan dia juga bisa.
Oh, Sangkuni itu wayang. Oh. Cok dari tadi. Bejir, dari tadi kita kelewatan ya. Berarti rewind dulu kita. Ayoko, yes. Ini ternyata mesin. Ya, me too. Toko wayang tapi penggunanya sering dipakai buat istilah. Oh. Yours droopy eyes. By the way, thank you ya buat media share ya, Bu Bube. Yours droopy eyes look quite sleepy indeed. Mine must look just like hers. I see. The sun must be starting to rise beyond this small bathroom wall. Kemarin kita di akhir-akhir kayak bener kayak nyelesain puzzle tanpa sengaja, bro Piu. Jadi asal pencet tiba-tiba berhasil anjir yang di akhir-akhir. Ghosts are creature of the night and are therefore not allowed to be awake in the light of day. That's why inevitably grow tired and fall asleep. I guess this is fine every now and then. Enggak sih, yang ngasal sekali 2 kali sih. Kali atau 2 kali dong. We are too tired to even get out of the bathtub. Whether we like it or not, our sense... Oh, ini sama nih. This situation reminds me of something. Alright, a double suicide. Udah kenyang kayaknya lu puzzle sama puzzle sama itu. Tapi masalahnya kemarin susah, cok. Gara-gara kita sama-sama ini kan. Dan yes, hoki lu gede, cok. Lumayan. We have dissolved the boundary between the two of us as we melt into a puddle together and disappear. It's fairly blast feeling, to be honest. It sure beat the feeling of decaying in isolation at least. He's my other half. I have to protect her. At least that's how I feel. And just like that, it's boring, I think. When a major event happens, it's not the event itself that changes. What changes is the new normal brought upon us by it. If I were to become someone completely different tomorrow, then both I and everyone else around me will be able to notice. But that's not what exactly happened. We changed so slowly, nobody noticed. By the time you do notice, you've already changed past the point of no return. I'm walking through the garbage dump again today, because if Pacifisa and Anya are back, then they should show up more. They should show up apa tadi, lupa, salah baca. Show up here, sorry. But they haven't come back. Either they didn't die, or I just missed their revival. The attack have stopped, both at home and on the street. But I have no any idea. But the assailant after those two all along? No, that can't be. They had to have been after either me or Yoru. Something changed the night Pacifica's house burned down, but I don't know what, and that frustrates me. But it's not like being frustrated about it will help me figure it out. How long should I keep Yoru locked up in that room? I'll walk a lap around, and then another lap for good measure. Kalau sukanya demo atau suka pernah main. Oh, kamu sukanya main game demo, Kevin. Tapi game demo itu karena nggak seru, cuma dikit kontennya. Looks like I'm coming home empty-handed again today. I see a black luxury car parked out beyond the garbage dump gate. The rear seat window slowly open. Sayoko. Good evening. It sure is cold. Come on, in before you freeze. Oh, thanks. Good evening to you too, Miss Man. How did it go today? I shake my head. I see. How's your roommate? Things are a little awkward since I said something mean. While I'm out here walking freely, you're unable to work because of me. Unlike me, she's unable to defend herself, so she can't walk outside alone. She has enough money for the time being, but it won't last her forever. There's a lot of tension over various things right now, which is why we haven't talked much recently. I told this to Ranja earlier, and it looks like she remembers. I see. Things must be tough for you too. There have been several difficulties. Ranja, and of course Miss Met, have been picking me up by car here once every few days lately. At the luxurious ladder seat with the palm of my hand, ladder. That good. That good, maybe. Sorry for making you drive all the time, Miss Matt. You can drive me. You can drive next time then. Just a joke. Your jokes are boring. You're better off just not telling them. Buset, galak bener ini. Ranger snapped at Miss Matt with a spine-chillingly cold voice, unlike the playful, laughing banter that Pacifista uses when rebuking Anya. I'm sorry. What do you want? To get in the way of my fun? To be part of the conversation? Kenapa ketawa bubuk? No ma'am. Right, that should be obvious. My apologies. Don't do it again. Renja turns to me and says sorry about that. Her voice is so warm, it's confusing me. It's ominous even. What exactly is the relationship between Renja and Miss Matt? It seems like a completely anachronistic master and servant relationship. I just can't see what's binding these two together. That said, you and I might seem like that too. But at the very least, the two of us are friends who are close in age. So are those two friends? It certainly doesn't look like it. I'm tired, Sayoko. I worked so hard. Renja plopped down onto my lap from beside me. As I stare at her in confusion, she responded with a wink and a blissful giggle. Oh my god. Ini sih wangi-wangi sekali, harus kita screenshot guys. Ini waifuable sekali. Ranger's sudden behavioral shift sent shiver down my spine. It's ghastly, wrathful, and yet endlessly charming. My eyes twitch, my head spin. I think something like this has happened before, not that I have any intention of trying to remember it now. I'm quite used to be called unreasonable, but I had to yell today. Renja must be scared when she yells. I hope I never have to see her yell. At work? Yeah, we were on our way back from work today. I figure you will blow all my frustration away once I saw you. I'm not that good. We don't know our own worth, Sayoko. We can only deal with the worth given to us by others. I can feel Renja finger unbuttoning my coat. She slid her chilly hand underneath my inner sweater. Yuri gaming kah? Ranja? I want to become bigger and stronger. I've been holding myself back for so long. I've been trying to get myself free. I've been trying so hard, you know? That tickles. You want me to stop? No, I don't want to do as I'm told. Ranja even removed my underwear and traces her finger against my side. Why will I want to listen to people who don't listen to me? Ranja pinched my side hard. Stop that. No, not until you do as I say. Ranja peers into my eyes. There's this
We used to hang around town pretty late.
Takut.
Spent the week thinking about our next day. It was easier then. So much easier then. Or like that time I picked you up outside of school. You said, screw my dad, I make my own rules. It was easier then.
Tulisannya apa itu?
So much easier.
One of those things. Takut.
Take me back to those easy summer days when we stopped at nothing, baby.
Iya. Makasih buat lagunya ya.
They couldn't take us, they couldn't change us, they couldn't catch us if they tried. Now we didn't care at all about winter or spring or fall. We felt so alive, and girl, we were thriving on kisses and sunshine and mischief. Yeah, we had one of those things.
Oke.
We just had one.
Aku nggak tahu lagu apa itu. Waduh, thank you ya buat media share ya. Ranger peered into my eyes. There's a discerning glint in her eyes that seems to peer into the depth of my thoughts. And beyond the glint burns the flame of hatred. Aku nggak tahu gitu. At least that's the impression I get. What do you want me to do? I want you to accept what I'm about to tell you. I don't know if I can until I hear it. I want to give you a place where you belong. And that place is by my side. I do have a place where I belong, you know. Well, I normally wouldn't say that. That's at least what I think. Emang itu lagu free copyright, santai. I don't know why I can't say it. It seems like such an important thing. This girl is dangerous, but I knew that from the very beginning, didn't I? The whirring wind outside the window sounds so much louder. Neither of us say a word. But for a completely different reason, Ren is silent because she is confident she's got the upper hand. And I'm the exact opposite. Do you know how long I've been holding myself back? Don't you feel like it's time for something to change? Ini ranjanya makin zooming gini ya. I should probably decline. My sense of reasoning barely managed to hold up. But I have to ask you, Uru. I don't think that she's so important. Makes you wonder why the priest is so worked up about her. I don't get what you're saying. I know you do. Oh. He tightens her grip on my side. All I can do is wince and try to endure it. Does everyone belittle me, even you? No, that's not it. I snap back to reality when I hear Miss Matt clears her throat. Someone's banging on the window. It would seem they have business with us. Just do the usual. You love doing things by the book, don't you? What's wrong? What makes you think there's some sort of exception this time? If you want to interrupt me, just say so. It's someone from the church. The church? Range, I guess, and look up. Sure enough, it will seem someone from the church is indeed on the other side of the rear seat window behind me. I've got a bad feeling about this. I twist my neck a little past its comfort zone. Lah, si Lolly. Ugh. Do you know her, Sayoko? If so, I have doubt about who you choose to associate with. No, I swear to God. Farewell, keep driving. I've had enough of this discussion. The car resumed driving without a sound. I wonder where we are going. The entire world is empty, save for the sound of the tires pushing through the snow. As I shrink back in my seat, I feel like I have no right to autonomy whatsoever. You can take your time to think. We've got all the time in the world. We, Sayoko? Ranger's right, we do have all the time in the world. One of those things emang boleh, Jack. Aduh, emang kenapa tuh Kevin? Are you asking if I would like to work at your sweet shop? Ranger has an advantage here. He's confident that I'll give in eventually. I sure am, Sayoko. Why don't we work together? I look long and hard at Ranger's perfect smile. The car stopped. Outside the window is a familiar sight. Apparently, we were driving back to the apartment. Ranger motioned for me to go ahead and get out of the car. Is it okay if I give it some thought? Of course, if you ever feel up to it, just tell me. I'll ask you again, myself though, obviously. Okay, see you later then. As soon as I take my first step outside, I hear her voice again. Wait. I know the answer to everything, or rather, maybe 80% of what you want to know. Perhaps you'll learn everything I know if you become mine. Kalau aku sawer via trakteer, bedanya apa? Nggak ada bedanya. Kan kadang ada yang suka make trakteer, ada yang suka make saweria. Kalau trakteer per unit kan nyawernya. Bisa beli art Fedelish yang keren. Oh my god. Gak ada yang gak ada art anjir. Emang ada art? The sudden sound of the car taking off makes me stagger and do an odd little tap dance. The ground might be a little muddy, but it's nowhere near the unstable. It must just be my own dizzy sense. I've felt this sensation before. Why am I doomed to remember this discomfort and anxiety that I felt when the weird old man said those weird old things? Bos, kanker kopimu nggak bisa dibeliin apa-apa. Hah? Awalnya bahkan udah nggak inget. Oh, unitnya. Iya, unitnya yang gue yang bikin sih itu kopinya. Kok malah mirip sistem OF? Hah? Sistem OF emang apa? Aku nggak pernah pakai OF. Kocak. Cok. Kenapa ke fast forward? Nggak OF juga, tai. Emang sistem OF gimana, anjir? The sudden sound of the car taking off me stagger and do an odd little tap dance. The ground might be a little muddy. It must just be my own dizzy sense. I felt this sensation before. Why am I doomed to remember discomfort and anxiety that I felt when the weird old man said those weird old things? This sensation is telling. It's telling me that the secret ranges referring to are the same ones that the old man did. I feel hesitant. It's so frustrating to be tempted with bait like this, but I don't think I can help it. After all, this whole time I was able to convince myself that the old man was just spotting crazy nonsense, but Renja is one of the wisest, most rational people I know. If it's coming from her, I don't think I can write it off as a simple delusion. Another thing of concern is that the majority of ghosts aren't interested in this secret. But why not? It's hard to understand why you wouldn't be interested in knowing why you are here. Kan subscription atau buka folder tertentu dengan harganya sendiri lah. Emang aku ada? Unless, that is, they all already know. Does everyone know these things? Am I the only one left in the dark? Tapi dulu donatur pertama traktir kita itu Sen Papi loh, Kevin. Seingatku. Donatur pertama kita. Gokil. Dia bilang kan, kenapa nggak buka traktir juga? Terus aku buka, habis itu langsung di-donate sama dia. Mana ada gue pernah donate-donoton. Nah, apaan sih siapa yang ngomongin donoton? Orang ngomongin traktir? Kamu pernah ya yang pakai lagu Doom? Ngomong apa kau? Ah, 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 apa? Apa? Saweria doang kocak. Aku inget kok di stream apa? Di stream game horror yang in kayak nama gamenya. Ikai. Gak ada kontraktor aku Fed, mana bisa nyuri anonim. Memang gak bisa. Oke, Black kenapa jadi di sini? I felt this sensation before. Why am I doomed to remember discomfort and anxiety that I felt when the weird old man said those weird old things? This sensation is telling. It's telling me that the secret ranges referring to are the same one that the old man did. I feel hesitant. It's so frustrating to be tempted with bait like this. But I don't think I can help it. After all, this whole time. Aneh juga ya, mau ngasih duit aja harus Gak tahu ya. After all, this whole time, I was able to convince myself that the old man was just spouting crazy nonsense. But Renja, one of the wisest, most rational people I know, if it's coming from her, I don't think I can write it off as a simple delusion. Another thing of concern is that majority of ghosts aren't interested in these secrets. But why not? It's hard to understand why you wouldn't be interested in knowing why you are here. Unless, that is, they all already know. Does everyone know these things? Am I the only one left in the dark? I go back to my room, hesitating if I should talk to Yoru about all this. It turns out there's no need for me to hesitate. I can't talk to her even if I wanted to. The room is a mess, and Yuri is gone. Yuri lang. My eyes start spinning. My rough breathing grows so hot and out of control. I strip off my sweater and I pull up hair. But dari semua link donasi pihak ketiga yang paling kecil pesanan dia, ambil uangmu yang mana? Sama semua, Bubuk? Sama semua. Cuman bedanya saweria delay 3 hari baru masuk ke saldo yang bisa ditarik. Sedangkan trakteer instan. Terus kedua, tadinya trakteer bisa narik tanpa kena biaya, tapi jalur ngantri. Jadi kayak bisa ketariknya dua hari atau sehari gitu. Tapi nanti nggak kena biaya. Cuman sekarang udah dihilangin metode itu. Jadi sama semua. Jadi kalau narik kena admin goceng. Tiap narik. Sisanya semuanya sama. Motongnya 5%. Bedanya Tosia Bus bisa internasional. My rough breathing grows so hot, blah blah blah, but nothing I do can cool me down. Apa ini? I let out something between a grunt and a scream, praying that this is all just a bad dream. As I turn the room inside in the faint hope that you're residing somewhere. Now that I think about it, we never got that door replaced. Sure, I'm at least partially at fault for leaving this room by myself for so long, despite the situation. But we haven't even done anything recently. I've lost both Sifisa and Anya. So I thought the situation was at the stalemate. I thought there was nothing more that they could take. Lah. Kok dia mundur sendiri anjir? Bang. We haven't even done anything recently. PC ku kena hack kayaknya anjing. Kok bisa mundur sendiri? Padahal tombol cuma satu yang ku pencet Z anjir. So I thought the situation was at stalemate. I thought there was nothing more that they could take from me. But Sifis and Anya haven't came back. Well, Yoru not come back either. Tapi karena semuanya narik 3% nih saweria, nggak usah login. Oh gitu. Then what will happen to me? There is a cabinet top on the floor. Yes, the one Yoru was given. Damn it. One of the drawer has been yanked out. Its contents scattered on the ground. There is the bag of sweet I got from Ranja, unlike the simple sweet Mr. Patel sell at his cafe. These sweet are a very cute assortment that girls adore. I tear open the packaging and toss one of the sweet into my mouth at random. I guess it's a macaron. I remember what Ranja once said, eat sweets when you're tired. Membership di sini masih belum tahu kapan ya Bubuk ya. Aku belum stream gambar ya. Ntar lah, soalnya subscription di Twitch sudah jalan kan. Ntar lah aku juga pengen biar yang di Twitch nggak rugi-rugi amat. Tapi setidaknya di Twitch ada benefitnya cok. Kalian nggak kena iklan anjir. Begitu ternyata kalau yang YouTube Super Sticker ini nariknya berapa persen Jack? 30 Kevin. Ranja sweet are a little special. When you eat them, they really make you happy. Your body feel warm and relaxed. Maybe there's a little bit of alcohol in them. And they're exactly what I need right now. Next up is some sort of rolled cream cake. Kapitalis itu. Terus nariknya cuman bisa kalau udah nyentuh 1,5 Kevin. Nggak bisa narik semaumu. The one after that is undoubtedly chocolate. Jadi meskipun kau sudah mendapat YouTube Super Sticker atau Super Chat 1 juta, tetap nggak bisa ditarik. Masih nunggu 1,5. I just devour the sweet one after another, as if to drown out the sadness and despair. Kasihan garam api itu berbesar. Iya, besar sekali. A piece of caramelized almond gets caught in my throat. I try to get a drink of water, but I can't. Cok, kenapa cok ini karakter kita? Diracunin. I collapse limply onto the floor. My body is so powerless I can't even react to the coldness of the floor touching my face. I just aimlessly roll around. It's like my brain has turned into clay. Everything buried deep within my chest just disappeared. Even my heart. In any case, I'm just blankly staring at my empty self. And it feels so comforting. How nice. It's good to relax. Very good. Don't think of it as not being able to think. Think of it as not needing to think. Wow, it's so much more pleasant to think about not thinking like that. Hello Nepu, welcome to the stream. I cackle. I can't open my mouth, but I cackle. I'm enjoying myself so much, I'm going to cry from pleasant sadness. That's kind of strange, but it's sadly pleasant. Sweet are amazing, huh? They make you feel so happy. If only everyone could be happy. Happy forever. Am I welcome it? Ya Om Aldo, astaga kamu jangan bikin menggiring opini yang buruk-buruk ya. Nanti viewer-viewer ngiranya itu anjir. Padahal welcome back ya Om Aldo ya. Welcome back. Tadi kamu udah mampir ya. Udah di welcomein tadi ya. Kalau kata orang mah panjang-panjang orang baik buat VTuber besar. Iya Kevin, VTuber besar aku suruh mau bobo aja lah. Ya wes selamat turu ya Om Aldo ya. Jadi kamu udah beli minyaknya belum Om Aldo? If only we could just all give up on everything. Is there any point in ghosts fusing over anything? Hahaha. Haha. Tin, ada gosip gak? Strange. Everything fades into darkness. Minyak urap. Anjir, katanya kakimu gatal. Minyak tawon atau minyak serai? Miss Ninja. You're slowly. Wah. I jump up as if a switch had just flipped, and right before me is Clara. Oh, it's just you. I feel like I was dealt the worst card out of a deck made of only bad cards. I haven't considered just going back to sleep. Leave. The sweet had cast a temporary shadow over all of my problems, but now it feels like their magic has faded away. My consciousness is clear. The mad frustration that took over me is coming back. My palms are suddenly sweaty. In the span of 1 second, I cursed myself 9,999 times. I asked myself what I think I'm doing. I answer myself. How should I know, dumbass? Bukan gosip, fakta. Kalau mau diceritain kesini nanti orangnya bisa gila. Waduh, apa tuh Cap? And I cried to myself 9,999 times. Apa-apa, aku mau tahu, Kevin. As she watched me, a confused yet confident Clara pointed her index finger at me. The nerve of her. Iya gila, apa tuh Kevin, aku mau. Yip. I break that finger, can you blame me? I said leave, don't you get it? Kasar amat sih ini sama Loli anjir. Clara clenched at me, threatening shot, even take a step backward. But then she stopped frustratingly, her eyes shining with a sense of duty. It doesn't hurt as bad as getting shot, so I'm fine. My finger will heal. Just tell me, why are you hanging out with Sweet Seller? I'm just friend with her now, that's all. Aduh, pasti bapaknya gagal. Hanging out with Sweet Seller is like admitting that you're a bad person, you know? What's so bad about her? I mean, she's a sweet seller, you know? There can't be anything good about her. What's wrong with making sweet? What? Does the god of your church prohibit cookies or something? Cookies and bad drugs are two completely different things. No, Loli. Wait, I feel like you just said something weird. No, kita harus screenshot ini, Loli. Lolinya nangis, jempolnya dipletek anjir. Loli yang gini umurnya sekitar 2-3 tahun kan, ngeri juga ya kalau bener. Emang iya? You're the weird one. Oh, that really hurts. By Sweet Seller, you do mean Ranger, right? Yes, her. She's well known. He's kind of a bigwig with lots of subordinates. A sweet seller is someone who makes sweet and sell them for a profit, right? Yeah, but people who sell petras are also sweet seller, aren't they? Wait, I don't know that. Yoi, happy candy, bro. Ketinggalan, ini ceritanya tentang apa? Dia tentang di desa, disebutnya Ghostpia gitu. Jadi kayak satu desa tuh kayak hantu gitu, aktivitasnya di malam hari. Jadi kalau udah subuh ya itu pasti otomatis ngantuk. Nah terus di tengah-tengah desa, di tengah-tengah kotanya itu ada misil gitu, Maldo. Di misilnya itu ada nama orang-orang tiap warganya. Terus yang jadi roommate kita ini nggak ada namanya. Ngeri lah orang yang suka. Oh gitu, yang jodohnya sama 14 tahun begitu, jodohnya yang 14 tahun. Sorry. Using kid-friendly word as a stand-in for something else. What's that called game? I don't know that. Did you take her at face value when she said she was a sweet seller? Yeah. Don't laugh. You want me to break another finger? Hehe, I just didn't know you had such a cute childish side to you, Miss Ninja. Ngerian mana sama yang suka umur. Iya makanya kan. Jadi bomnya buat. Nah ini yang masih menjadi misteri. Curiganya jadi satu desa itu diledakin sama si bom itu. Jadi ini udah pada mati jadi ghostnya. Makanya ada nama-nama setiap warganya kan. Curiganya gitu. Tapi di setiap episode ada kayak flashback si MC. Tapi bukan di dunia ini gitu loh. Kan hantu. Seperti hantu. Diceritanya gitu. Seperti hantu. Malah disebutnya Ghostpia. Ngapain dibom? Enggak. Maksudnya kan karena udah dibom gitu. Ini jadi hantunya. Jadi kayak detik-detik sebelum dibom gitu. Ingatan mereka gitu. Bomnya nggak nyala. Bomnya bom mati itu. Omaldo misil nyangkut. How can you expect a foreigner to know such a local euphemism? Hehe, I kind of relate. Our finger is starting to swell and turn an odd color, but she keeps anjir sampai berubah warna biru ya. Thanks to that, I'm able to process some of my thoughts. By Franja, like the sweet cellar boss of this town or something. Yes, oh, but I don't mean she bakes the most cookies in town or anything, okay? Damn it. I recall the time I raided the church. I was able to bribe the guard with candy. He was looking forward to enjoying them. The reason it worked as I was because I somehow instinctively knew that sweet have spread throughout town, even among people who guard the church. I probably knew about it before I lost my memory. The sweet cellar and the church share some common ground. They've kept even a devout believer like Clara in the dark about it. Suddenly smells something suspicious here. Looks like I'll have to pay Renja a visit. I'm going to take a nap. I think you should clean up the room first. Clean it up for me. Just don't touch anything under the bed. You can have some of my save up sweets when you're done. I tossed myself into bed without waiting for Clara to respond. I quickly slipped into Janine, full-blown sleep. That's terrible, even your. Renja looked deeply concerned. Looks, taking a nap was the right choice. I'm calm enough to hide my impatience and irritation. I heard everything. Everything about what, exactly? Everything about your word. You have a real interesting job, Renja. I guess the cat's out of the bag. Yes, I'm more of a bad girl than my appearance suggests. Renja speaks with a smile as if nothing has changed. It's almost chillingly eerie how normal she is acting. But it's not enough to break me. I'm not sane. I'm in no position to lecture anyone on their life choices. But I cannot support you, so... You're saying you can't work with me, is that correct? Sorry. I made sure not to let you see them, but I have many subordinates. I'm sure they can help you find your roommate, so won't you let us help you? No thanks, I'll search for your room myself. Is it because I'm a bad girl? I can't say that has nothing to do with it. There are two types of ghosts in this town. The first are honestly Ash. They can't question any abnormalities this town has, and obviously I don't mean it's against their philosophy or religion. I mean they're genuinely unable to notice that anything's abnormal. You could explain it to them, but they wouldn't really understand to them. They wouldn't really understand. To them, they would just be empty words. The other type are ghosts who recognize the chaotic state this town is in. Those who knew exactly what this town is. For ages, every ghost has been either one of or the other. But you're special, Sayoko. You notice the town's abnormalities, yet you know nothing. Instead, you compensate your lack of knowledge with an excess of power. You're incomplete. But that's what's fascinating about you. Oh tadi ini Om Baldo. Lah ternyata live chatku ini cok. Sorry. Live chatku tadi nggak keluar. Pura-pura interest sama story gamenya itu si Aldo. Waduh, siapa sih yang bikin ceritanya di? Mending denger. Oh gitu. Bang, ini Aldo coba dikandangin dulu. Udah mulai nggak terkendali nih. Nggak ngerti nggak apa Aldo. Mungkin kamu mentok ke si. Waduh. Masa kamu gitu? Masa kamu rela dikatain Kevin Om Aldo? I want to make you complete, and together we need to dethrone the authority of the priest and his church. And to do it properly, we need to turn this humiliating situation on its head. He shouldn't have all the power. The two of us should. Alexi alam. Oh gitu, Kev. And to achieve this goal, and a peace of mind that you won't ever betray me. You're not going to try and pursue me now, are you? If you're not with me, then you might as well just say You don't want to know the truth for all eternity. In either case, just promise me you won't get in the way of my word. So, what will it be? Astonishingly, I hesitate. I should be refusing her offer without a second thought. But I just can't bring myself to say I don't need to know. I've always been an outsider. I've been left in the dark as to why the priest detained Yoru in the church, or Pacifisa and Anya are gone. And it's because of my complete ignorance. The biggest example of that ignorance is this whole sweet seller business. If I only had the proper knowledge, I could recognize so many more things by myself. My greed for knowledge has dulled my judgment. I realize I've broken into a cold sweat. My eyes are wandering around pathetically. It's like I'm searching for something to help me out of this mess. My eyes stop on something, and that something is, in some sense, the answer I've been looking for. Liar. And I only catch sight of that something by complete coincidence. There is a dresser in the corner of Renja's room, and on the dresser is a familiar tube of lipstick, or rather the lipstick-shaped ultra-small gun, straight out of a spy movie that Pacifisa ordered from Anya. A super cool weapon for the super cool Pacifisa. Even Yora was ecstatic when she saw. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, Anya was in the process of mass producing them. If Renja has one, then who exactly is she? Come to think of it, one of the assassins who broke into my room also had gone. Okay, I don't want to think any further than that, but my brain calmly connects the dots on its own, forming a disturbing outline. Oh, what's wrong? That lipstick over there. You're interested in makeup. We have more pressing things to talk about than makeup, don't we, Sayoko? Coba kamu baca ceritanya di Google aja lah buat ngejar sampai di episode Bang Fedelish. Sekarang kalau nggak ngerti bisa translate ke bahasa Indonesia dulu biar lebih paham. Lah sombong, kurang panjang tuh ngetiknya, bullshit. Renja looks at me incredulously, as if she has no idea why I will bring up the lipstick right now. She's playing dumb. If I had come here without getting a wink of sleep first, I probably wouldn't have had the confidence to do anything about it or even notice it. Her acting looks quite natural. That's right, her acting looks quite natural indeed. Mind if I take a closer look at it? Be my guest. I pick up the lipstick with slow, white movement. It's unused. The seal is still intact. I see. So the one Pacifisa used back then was a prototype. Huh? Huh. Perhaps this is a production unit from the first manufacturer lab. Man, if I'm trying using this lipstick, you can be stubborn sometimes. Fine. Keep wasting time then. I'm moderately surprised. Gejala awalnya apa tahu bisa diceritain lebih detail kah? Gue bilangin temen lu tuh. It seems Renja doesn't know what this thing actually is. Kau masih balik jam itu kah, Omaldo? Jam 12, jam 11 akhir-akhir ini? Terakhir kan gara-gara yang baru pindah gudang kan? If she did, she wouldn't be keeping up this farce. Even if she were playing dumb, she gained nothing by allowing me to pick. Is she confident that if I suddenly shot her with this thing, I would miss? Gak sih, udah gak terlalu. Tadi balik jam berapa? No wait, what if I'm just a big idiot and this isn't a lipstick shaped gun, but just plain old lipstick? Suddenly a short sweet thought, sweeter than any sweet sold by a sweet seller, flashes in the back of my head. Kemarin sebelum tanggal 14 jam 4 subuh, gokil. Jam 4 jam 4 Si Om Aldo nggak mod ya? Yang mod yang akun Kepler ya Om Aldo ya? Udah kerja ya, semangat Aldo sebagai pejuang rupiah. It's so short and sweet and stupid. It makes me smile to myself. Renja lets out a displeased I decided to take a gamble on that thought. I think I'm starting to get it. There was a fundamental flaw in my deduction. Bang, lalu yang mati kudasai. Kenapa? This isn't proof that Pacifica's colluding with her. In fact, I would dare say it's proof that there's no collusion at all. His lipstick was taken from Pacifica, maybe even stolen. If someone's holding her captive, it wouldn't be surprised if they also stole a cosmetic bag from her too. Are you that interested in the lipstick? I received it from one of my subordinates as a small present, I suppose. I'm a good boss, aren't I? I look into Renja's eyes. He seems to be confused. I can tell he's losing a little confidence in her discernment. Gak apa-apa, what the fuck? Like, why is this girl so obsessed with that lipstick? Did I miss something? Are you that interested in some run-of-the-mill lipstick? Gua kira mata gua udah kicap gambarnya nge-glitch gitu. Ya. Sitting before me is no longer the mysterious, delicate, beautiful girl I once knew. This one measly ghost who can't even stand up. Aduh, stand puppy. So you move the bottom part like this, and Renja, the way you try to make friend is incredibly flawed. The recoil is heavier than I expected. I was aiming at her right hand, but I hit her left leg, so much for accuracy. Though I guess you shouldn't expect much from a gun that is designed for form over function. Caranya jangan minta sesuatu dah gede malu. Waduh. If you want me to be your friend, you say so. You didn't have to erase all of my existing friends. But in any case, it's exactly what I need right now. Give me back my friend. No. Suddenly my vision shakes. Something hit in. Cari relasi aja sih teman, coba lamar kerja kecil-kecil dulu tuh. Something hit me in the back of the head. The concussion lasts only for a few seconds, but it looks that's all they needed. I feel an intense discomfort at the nape of my neck. The pain only comes a second later. I reflexively reach back, something stopping me. Something with a characteristic shape, identifiable by touch alone, a syringe. Oh, damn it, I walked right into that one. I cursed my lack of precaution as I instinctively pulled out the syringe. When it tumbles to the floor, I noticed it several times bigger than the one they use for vaccine or for drawing blood. It sent shiver down my spine. Nanti kalau sudah ketemu tanggung jawab yang kecil bisa dapat tanggung jawab yang besar kok tuh. Sepertinya pesan ditarik lebih tersampai pesannya ke orang yang dimention. As far as I can tell, the cylinder's still about a third full, so it's not like all of it has been injected inside of me. Not that that's any consolation, mind you. That's our flagship product. Its sweet flavor make it popular with girls. It's also popular with boys since it can be subtly mixed into food and drink. A shock runs through the back of my eyeball, down to my hip bone, or rather than an impact. It's more of sudden loss of strength. They say the closing year of the Great War were a tragic time, you see. No matter how hard I try to brace my legs, my vision sway and sink. As a result, the painkillers saw heavy usage during the period. It was already an old truck at the time, and there are several conflicting theories as to why it made such a resurgence. Perhaps it was because its use and side effects were well known, or perhaps it was due to collusion with pharmaceutical companies. Who knows what the truth is? Capek sama live chat channel ini, perasaan positive vibe doesn't. Makanya cok, positive vibes ko dari tadi. I thought my legs were supporting my body weight, but before I know it, I'm on my knees. In any case, it's a potent drug. At low doses, it acts as a sedative preventing shoulder relaxation and sleep. At high doses, it acts as a tranquilizer to neutralize neurotic shoulder. Maksudku random banget lah. Media share-mu emang tadi nggak random? Before I know it, my upper body has collapsed and I'm down to my hand and knees. Well, it wasn't a full amount, but that should do it. Emang channel ini pernah nggak random? Regardless, I'm able to maintain my vision, so I keep watching. Isn't that right, man? Yes, ma'am. In her hand is a familiar silver object. Anya told me all about it. It's a disorder control device used in the closing year of the Great War. Normally, you should have been in a comatose state long ago, but you shrugged it off. Consume enough quantities over a long enough period of time to have grown a physical dependence. And yet, you've shown absolutely no sign of addiction. Are ninjas just resistant to poison? Ya tuh, aku media share A, ngikut juga dia media share A. Gak kreatif emang. What are you going to do to me? This. Miss Matt runs... dolar kuning. Tapi channel ini gak ada dolar. Miss Matt ran a scalpel across my wrist at the softest spot a little bit above the base. Instead of pain, I feel fear. By then, the blood already flowed. Miss Matt seems so skilled at this. He must have done this many times before. Berarti seleksi alam. Oh gitu. I tried to shake off my arm. I shouldn't have done that. It only caused the blood to overflow even more. My body limped from fear, despair, and helplessness. The lukewarm blood spilling down my wrist doesn't even feel like it's my own blood. Miss Matt pops the silver pillbox into incision. The pillbox makes a whirring stir-up noise as it tries to crawl inside. It stings. If this is a dream, I wish I would wake up, and yet I can't peel my eyes away from the nightmare. It will take some time for it to reach your spine, so let's have a nice chat while we wait. I see. So once that happens, I'm out, huh? You just want to enjoy watching me suffer until then, Ranger. I can feel your sadistic gaze pouring down on me. If the drugs didn't work, then maybe these things won't work either. I'm not sure if I actually said that. I can clearly feel my lips. It's as if the whole world is behind frosted glass. But at least, I can think clearly on my side. Of the frosted glass, according to what Range is saying, my body seems to eliminate drug faster than normal. With a little bit of time, maybe I can regain free use of my body. But that little bit of time is the problem. The pillbox isn't moving very fast, but my arm isn't very long either. Perhaps sounds like an experiment worth. Ih, takut. Iya tante, welcome to the stream. Aku juga takut nih lagi ngompol. I don't hear what she says after that, or rather I hear it, but only as disjoint sound. I'm only able to catch the nuance. The way I make friends is flawed. It's none of your business. Why make friends with someone who already has friends? It's like setting yourself up for number 2 at best and racing to the bottom. Pamit dulu Fetih. Najis kabur dia Cap. Emang namanya bener ya, seleksi alam ya Cap ya. Oh thanks, I'm nobody's number 2. I don't want to be below anybody else. My ears are ringing, like what happened after you've heard a loud sound, like a bomb went off next door. Something squirming on the other side of the frosted glass. My consciousness takes its face up against the glass to try and see what's going on out there. But that's just a metaphor. My consciousness doesn't have a face or eyes. All it can do is feel. Ya, kok malah off. Kamu sih Cap, bahas bulanan-bulanan. Kan ngambek bocahnya. I pushed those feelings out of my mouth in the form of words. It's true that there were rumors about you, but in reality, you were into boys. You were 13. It was winter. Blah 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 was speaking with your dad, acting friendly, needed to get some more medicine for mom. All we could do was watch. What are you trying to get? I'm only tracing out the silhouette behind the frosted glass. Honestly, I don't know what any of this mean. I keep talking as if to feel things out with the tip of my finger. Your dad always so apologetic to you because he thought it was his fault that your legs turned out that way, and that you didn't have a mother anymore. It was an uncomfortable way to comfort you. Everyone respected your personality. That's why you never bothered to learn about equal relationship. At least that's what you thought. Didn't you coward? What's wrong with using the weapons you've been given? I'm not myself. I wouldn't say things like this. Your first prey was the kind, chubby, older guy who wore thick glasses. You knew you had good looks, but you were afraid to use it to sway the opposite sex since you didn't know much about them, to discuss yourself with a made-up character. How could I do something like this? How could I expose someone's weakness, criticize them for it, and make sure they can return to the status quo? No, I'm not that weak. Yes, you are. You don't know me. I am you. We both are. I hear Ranger raise her voice in anger, and yet I think I'm smiling, even though it's not funny at all. I want to stop already. Udah jam 1 aja. Off juga lah bang, besok sekolah. Oke, selamat sekolah ya Kevin ya. Aku percaya kamu sekolah, kamu masih kelas 1 SMP kan? But I can't take my eyes off the faint silhouette. I can't stop tracing them with my mind finger. The sight I see are so cruel, they make me shudder, which is why I can't peel my eyes away. A garage floor, a shard of glass piercing the hand, helplessness being unable to stand up. Man. The encroaching red flames, the despair. Matt, shut this girl up. I snap back to my sense when I hear that voice, as well as a short, high-pitched electronic sound like that of a cell phone ringtone. I try to remember what I saw, but like a hand sanitizer, it just gives me a tingly feeling before slipping through my finger and evaporating into thin air. It's me. What? Ranger in chaotic disarray. The fact that I can tell that means I must have recovered a little. I chuckle to myself. I'm starting to feel my lips again. Small sign that I'm recovering. It is funny to think that I got directly injected with tranquilizer and struck it off this easily. It's like I'm a superhuman, super ghost, I mean. There's a bit of trouble at the factory. I'll go there directly. Take care of things here, Matt. Make no mistakes. Yes, ma'am. Promise me. I swear my afterlife on it. If we had known things will turn out like this, you should have implanted the device closer to the spine. If you did, they'll be going to work with my new friend Sayuko by now. You will, tomorrow for sure. Ranger smiled for a moment. I don't know if she has regained her composure or if she's just bluffing. Either way, I'm impressed. See, you can say something good every now and then. Once you're done here, you two come see me together. Miss Matt opened the door for Ranger to leave, and as Matt does so, she exposed her back. I need to find a way to get away from her as soon as possible. How much time do I have left? It can't be much. Somehow I managed to lift up my upper body. I can move better than I expected, but not as much as I need to. I picked a cosmetic bottle off the dresser and hurled it at Miss Matt with all my might as she turns around at the sound. Miss Matt doesn't flinch. She just calmly turns toward me as if it were a roll of toilet paper. I threw at her instead of a glass bottle. I need to get up and get out of here. It's at the moment that I realize how numb my feet are. It's like I've been sitting on them for hours upon hours. My leg can barely even support my body. If you really care about that girl, you shouldn't keep humoring her like this. You really believe I have any alternative? Miss Matt tickles me when I can't even stand. There's nothing I can do to fight, especially considering the overwhelming difference in physics. After all the effort I took to get back up, and my body ends up back on the floor. There's nothing wrong with dedicating my body and soul to serve her. I would gladly die for her if she simply gave me the word. Most people would never experience such devoted loyalty. Miss Matt straddles me, picked out a gun, and pointed at me. I'm confused for a second. Speaking as someone has been shot to death before, the flow of time certainly seems to slow down the moment you are shot. Or in other words, this can't actually be taking much time. In this eternal fleeting moment, I see Miss Matt's eyes from behind her long bangs. She's crying. Miss Matt dropped the gun, only to strangle me with her now open hands. I try to shake her hand off my neck, but I'm unable to even grab her thick arms. I guess it's because our weight difference. I've been trying my best to ignore it, but the foreign object in my arm is literally crawling under my skin. It feels like the bug has slammed into my shoulder bone and is trying to make a slow detour. Now that I feel it, it's driving me crazy. I need to do something to distract myself. After all this thinking, I realized something. If Miss Matt were seriously trying to strangle me, it wouldn't be like this. I can feel some hesitation in her hand. That's it. She's still strangling me. My vision gradually fading. If I lose consciousness now, I'm sure I'll be a new me by the time I wake up. Right, the gun. The gun Miss Matt dropped. I stopped trying to grab her arm. Instead feel around for a gun, which should have landed somewhere near my side. Obviously, Miss Matt noticed and take one hand off my neck so she can keep the gun away from me. It's easier for me to breathe now, but that doesn't change the situation. If she tossed the gun out of my reach, it's the end of line for me. There must be a bug implant in Miss Matt too. That much is certain from the way she speaks. Alright, what did Anya say that one time again? I take in a deep breath while the pressure on my neck is loosened. Well, you tell someone to do something and they must do it. Tell them don't and they must not do it. You lay down the rules. I'll be quiet. I won't speak anymore. Miss Matt grip suddenly weakens. Ranger last command was shut this girl up. I announced my silence. In other words, at this moment, she has lost her reason to manhandle me. After checking to see if I can move my pin lower body, I quickly pull out. Okay. Miss Matt fell backward with the gun in her hand, and it is pointed at me. Unlike a robot or cyborg, this soldier can think about various aspects of their mission. That's what Anya said. Living brains have leeway in their decision-making ability. If you think about it logically, what Ranger really wants isn't for me to shut up, but to be incapacitated non-lethally. Yeah. If I die, my body will return to the garbage dump. But what happened to the box? I don't know. In any case, Miss Met's pointing the gun at me, which means it's of no concern to her if her attack kills me. I'm confident move faster than wind. I grab the round barrel automatic pistol. I can clearly see Miss Met reflexively pull the trigger. I'm out of time, but it's perfect. I push the barrel of the gun pointed at me into my shoulder. Spark fly. Perhaps my whole body has turned into spark. The taste of the tip of my tongue has gotta be the taste of a bullet impact. Ah, damn it. Hey, oh. I try to hide the pain with a yell as I drive my still perfectly good left fist into Miss Met's jaw. I feel my fist land perfectly. No matter how tough you are, I doubt you can keep fighting properly after a direct jolt to the brain. But this one is beginning. I'm not done yet. I yank up the neck of my sweater and bite down hard on it. I thrust my finger into the fresh gunshot wound in my shoulder. The indescribable pain is so intense, it sends sparks flying in my eyes. I can't believe I have to gouge out this wound. I wouldn't want other people to hear the groan I'm making. Just a bit more. My finger touched something hard. It's not bone, it's metal. Yeah. I can hear the some muscle fibers stirring as I pry the box leg off of my flesh. Right. Okay, that's the end of that. I hold the silver lump on the palm of my left hand and stop moving as if to say, now's not the time for work. Perhaps it's detected that it has been exposed to the air. Ha 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 ha. I let out a laugh and then I let out tears. But then I tell myself now isn't the time for either of those things as I refocus my attention. Miss Matt sprawled out on the floor beneath me. I pick the gun up off the floor. I need to incapacitate her. I suppose I should shoot out both of her legs. No, wait, I need to free her from the bug. If I pump her head full of lead, she will wake up, won't she? I point the gun. It pains my conscience to do it, so I hesitate a little. Stop. So you're awake. Even if you shoot me, I'll return to her from the garbage dump on my own 2 feet, so there's no point. Miss Matt speaks non-calmly. There's no aggression whatsoever in her voice. In fact, she even sounds somehow relieved. It doesn't look like Randy actually cares about you to me. What matters is who you are about, not who cares about you. That's what matters to me at least. Even if she continues to look down on you, I find it acceptable. You must be saying that because she has been brainwashed. If it's to be the case, please be the case. But if you had a choice, wouldn't you want to stop doing this? Unfortunately, reality seems to betray my expectation most of the time. I would, but my desire to be by her side is more important. Serving her is what makes me happy. And this time is no exception. What makes you think that way? I don't understand why you believe in her so much. I had an epiphany one day. I realized that this is what I wanted. If I had to put it into words, I thought, he is beautiful, no objection to that point, correct? You're right about that. Good, we have near infinite amount of time on our hand. I want to spend that time watching over beauty, and I found a way to guarantee it, a way to be needed. And it will last for all eternity. I'm an atheist, personally, but there is more than one way to get eternal bliss. If you would rather stop doing this, then can you really say it makes you happy? It's a luxury to live in a situation that's ideal in all aspects. So it's complicated, yes. Complicated. I'm not good with complicated topics, they tire me. I don't understand what you're saying. I want a simple life I can suffer for an eternity like you. I have no regrets, making some sacrifices. even if it means making the other unhappy. Are you unaware of how comfortable it is to live a simple, earnest life, pouring out love to someone without hesitation? If all you want to do is pour out love for someone, then you'll tire yourself out one day for sure, especially when that someone abuses you. But I've lived like this for all eternity. Pouring out, pouring out love is my happiness. It's so fulfilling. I find it way more valuable to love than to be loved. He doesn't know what it means to love someone. She only never been loved. Yes, oh, even though she's so beautiful, so perfect. Agreed, give her the desire to be loved, using any means necessary. That's all she lived for. It's so tragic. It's lovely. I find myself unpleasant. No, my mind is warped and repulsive, but I want to keep going what I'm doing as long as I can. I don't understand you, but I might be jealous that someone precious enough to you that you'll sacrifice your own existence. It must feel like arriving at a terminal station, the end of a long journey, happy ending. When I think about it like that, I guess I kind of understand. I'm glad it turned out like this. Miss Matt led us aside. I felt threatened. No, scared of you. She wanted you to replace me as a right-hand woman. If she were successful, I'd lose my place by her side. I can't spend my eternity as a factory girl like the others. That's the opposite of what I want. The factory. Oh, right, the factory. Tell me where it is. I need to hurry. You plan on going with your body in a shape like that? That's it. I can't tell you. I've been ordered not to. More importantly what? I know, I've said this already. But please, don't kill me. I don't want to lose what she's given me. At the very least, I know that this is what I truly desire. Miss Matt says that with a smile that's too dazzling for me since it's brimming with confidence in her conviction. It's such a beautiful smile. For just a moment, she's just as beautiful as Renda. Has Renda ever seen this smile? I'm going. This way, at the very least, she probably won't be chasing after me anymore. Since I shot my left hand, the recoil feels stronger than I expected. I try to think of what exactly I can do with only one arm as I rush out of Renja's luxurious room to chase after her. Talk about a neighborhood dispute. As I go down the stair, I touch the box in my pocket. This thing was a curse for me, but a blessing for Miss Matt. It's her bond with Renja. Maybe I could approach Renja pretending to be brainwashed. But then again, since there's a main control unit somewhere, it wouldn't surprise me if there were some sort of indicator showing which receiver are working. Which means I'll be found out instantly. I would feel so stupid. Clara is still in my room. When she sees my bloody laughing, she let out a sickeningly cute shriek. Eep. Eep. Like that. When she asks what happened, I considering smacking. But I managed to hold back the impulse. Instead, I grabbed her by the shoulder and tell her this. It's a good thing we are friends, huh? It sure is. We're a precious friend. In my country, there's a cultural bit we call Yakuza Kachikomi. Wow, that sounds so lovely. Yes, it is lovely. So, what do you say the two of us do a little Yakuza Kachikomi right now? By the way, have you ever shot a pistol? I know you've been shot by one. Oh, I've got a bad feeling about that. I know, but I want your help, please. I'll help as long as I don't have to hurt anyone. Okay then. I suddenly get curious about what time it is. I rip the duct tape curtain of the wall. There's a inland of white starting to form the sky already. We probably have about an hour left of lifetime. I set my sight on our goal. I can't help but laugh. I can't help but laugh when I see something unusual in the usual view outside my window. Or to be more accurate, there's something unfamiliar inside of something familiar. What's so funny? I told the confused Clara it's nothing as I pick up the rope that Yuri bought but never used. Huh? What? I tie up Clara's slender body. As you might expect, Clara's got a few questions. Please explain, what exactly are you planning to do? Just trust me. I look out the window again. There's that electric bulletin board that was sat there way back when the three of us got there together. But there's a new message scrolled across it. It was Renya, the sweet seller. Pacifisa and I are trapped in the factory basement. Please help. How can you expect me not to laugh then? I promise that I'll exceed your expectation. Throughout this whole ordeal, I've been unsure if I could truly trust the people I thought to be my friend. I thought trusting people meant having a peace of mind. I thought choosing to distrust people meant to closing my heart to them. But that's so naive. That's such a self-centered way of thinking. My friends are wonderful, lovable, and also dangerous. If they knew I were applying such a naive thought process on them, I'm sure they would make fun of me. First, there's Pacifisa, who earned herself fame and power in this town all by herself. And there's Anya, who's got the courage and the skill to send a unique SOS signal even when captured by the enemy. They're both such excellent, reassuring people. It would be rude for someone like me to even have to consider whether or not to trust them. Those two constantly exceed my expectation, using everything they've got. They've always have. Now that I think about it, I may have exceeded their expectation as well. That's the definitive thing that ties us together. The fact that we give each other everything we've got. The bickering, the conflicts of interest, the deduction, they made my trust in them older, all a bunch of poop. I casually sling an assault rifle on my shoulder and suddenly notice something. That nasty wound has already healed considerably. It's almost as if it were never there. Ghosts can't keep many things. I've got a particularly strict limit in that regard. I know that from experience. Perhaps foul wound counts toward the limit, and all of the gun I keep under the bed have bumped it up past the threshold. It would be really convenient if that were the case. But is it true? Well, I can just think about it later. Anjir, loli kita diikat gini anjir. Kenapa, Cok? Clara, do you know where the factory is? It's the general direction, at least. Kasian banget, oops. I forgot I gagged her. I removed the gag and apologized to Clara for getting carried away as I chuckled merrily. Kasian banget loli kita. Clara knows that the factory is a big place, but it seems she doesn't know any specific like which street it's on, or if the walls are green or yellow or whatever. Itu udah mau beres sih. Well, we just gotta find it out. Find it with our guts and lots of running. There will probably be a guard on watch, which will actually help us because it will give away their position. That's where Clara comes in. Renya has a cooperative relationship with the priest. Therefore, the church in general, a devout follower of the church like Clara should be useful as bargaining material, even if it's just a bluff. An underling stock on guard duty is unlikely to hold much influence. I should be able to at least buy some time with some smooth talking. It's a crude plan. The voice of reason says I should really plan out more of the detail. I ignored that voice and crossed through the apartment courtyard when suddenly I quickly closed my eyes, but it's too late. The intense light scorched my eyes and left me unable to move for a moment. Well, I guess someone's got an even cruder plan than mine. I let out a dry chuckle. Is that the way to the factory? Yes, that's right. Was that? You see that? Everyone really does exceed my expectation. And I mean that in the best way possible. My vision gradually clears up thanks to all the dust particles gathered around the center of town. It looks like the entire town is in the middle of sandstorm. By the time I realize that the dust cloud must mark the epicenter of the explosion, up from the ashes comes the silhouette of an approaching car. It's twice the size of a standard passenger vehicle. Its simple exterior resembles that of a business class station wagon. As it approaches, its detail become more distinct, the most important detail being who is in it. The moment I recognize who is the driver's seat, I feel like joy is so intense, I don't even have a word to properly describe it. Anya, buset, Anya sudah semir rambut tuh, menjadi bisa bawa mobil anjir. Did she want wave back? Is she mad that I didn't come to save her? The station wagon stopped in front of me. Ayoko, Pacifisa. I embraced Pacifisa as she stumbled out of the car. Her warmth makes me so happy I cry a little. I'm sorry, Sayoko. No, don't be sorry. You did nothing wrong. It's all my fault. I knew Renya was banished from the start. She's on the top of my wiretap list. So I even overhear her every time she orders pizza. You never cease to amaze me. I did half of the work though, just saying. You're a friend with her, weren't you? That's why I was a little hesitant to intervene until it was a little too late. It's okay, that doesn't matter anymore. Anyway, where's Yoru? Yoru, well, he's the one who came up with the brilliant idea to blow up the generator. And how did she know that all the security measures are shut off in case of emergency? It can be a real big mystery sometimes. It's not so big though. She's probably small enough to fit in a shoebox. He didn't make it out in time, huh? I guess that's one way to put it. We sacrificed ourselves so we could escape. Like at the end of an action movie? Well, we were certainly moved by her action. I guess we have to go pick her up later on. I echo. It's hard to breathe with all the dust in the air, but I feel like I finally found the place I belong. About that. This isn't over yet. We've only just gotten to the main event. How observant of you. Whoa. Now that some of the dust has settled, it's not too hard to make out their silhouette. Renya. It seems I've made several mistakes. Renya. This whole incident started because of her. So to the end this incident, we have to face her again. I see how it is. I'll say your first mistake was messing with us. Kill those two and come to me. If you think you can command me, think again. I already took that things out. If you want me to do something, then ask properly. So you refuse. I'm sorry, we couldn't be friends. Oh, is that so? I agree, you will be sorry. Renya lets out a small sigh. She pushed her small fist against a button in a hidden compartment on the armrest of her futuristic wheelchair. Obviously, I can't help but wonder what the button does. It can be anything good at least. Her wheelchair started rattling, and it seemingly deconstructs itself into individual cylinder, spreading out like a metal tree sprouting. What the hell? Jadi ini yang di Spider-Man, Dr. Octopus, the beam then weave into each other and reconstruct themselves into a new sort of lattice structure, lifting Renya up high in her seat. It doesn't take long for that thing to expand to the point that it tower over us. It grows to be to about 10 times its original size. What the fuck? I can now say with certainty that the bottom Renya push was transformation button. Wow, it transformed. I dig it. It's faster than we thought. We couldn't shake her off our tail, which is why we have to rely on Isayuko. We have to do something about her. Silver spider. That's what this weapon looks like. It's silver, and it got many legs surrounding Renya, and its position seat. The only part of that thing that still resembles the original wheelchair. Or else, this is the end. I see. So this could be the end, huh? That's not good. I guess I better put in some effort then. I stoop down, pick up some snow by my feet, and make a fist-sized snowball. Then I hurl at Renya's face. Come at me. Are you kidding me? The spider pick up one of its legs that's maybe twice my height, and then oh, yang bener aja, anjir. Dulu kita jadi sate, anjir. It swing the pointed tip down hard immediately behind me, skewering Clara from the crown of her head straight down through her lower abdomen. It looks like an obscene object dart. Iya anjir. Halo bang, halo bagi konversi mampir bener ya, silahkan. Depicting the way butcherbird impale their prey on horn, the perfect contrast of the vibrant red blood against the cold silvery steel, and get in. Pacifisa yanked me by the collar and dragged me into the station wagon. I end up biting my tongue a little due to whiplash of the car suddenly taking off. But that's what we are up against here. Any ideas? Sorry, nothing's jumping out at me. Even if we don't know what we can do, we have to do something. Pacifisa fling the rear door open, reaches behind the rear seat, and picks up what looks like that old painless minigun from those action movies. He proceeds to spray bullets at the spider. Honestly, her aim is not bad, but it's a wasted effort. Several shorter legs located closer to Renya move with unbelievable speed and precision to deflect any bullet that threatened their master while ignoring the rest. Anya suddenly swerved to dodge a longer leg that pierced the ground, way too close to the car for comfort. Support Pacifica's body when the abrupt turn threatened to knock her off balance. Pacifica curses as she loads the next magazine and fires again. The spider seems to slow down as a whole whenever Pacifica fires at it. At that, she feels obligated to keep shooting, lest the car to be turned into she's car bomb. Oh, she's piloting that thing so well. Anjir. I shot as hard as I can so that the gunfire doesn't draw me out. There's no way she's driving manual, not with movement like that. There's gotta be a camera or a sensor or something hooked up to a real-time makes processor to detect and neutralize any threat like guns and whatnot. So we are up against a clean war. Like how is it Genie? Normally you will expect it to have guns and more armor and stuff on it. Lucky us, not lucky enough that we have a chance against it though. They're saying we just have to shot it. We shot at it from where the camera can't see us, right? You've got the right idea, and I bet you could make that shot too. There's no way we can gain enough distance from that thing. Maybe if we shoot a gun inside a posture, that will make a funny joke, but I don't think we've got any ties to Rico, let's switch places for a second. Okay. I switch places with Pacifica and continue to fire bullet with machine gun. The rapid clicking of the metal legs as they deflect the bullet nearly drives me insane. We don't have that much of ammo left. Even if we conserve as much ammo as possible, it's only a matter of time before it's run out. Get down! Oh dear. The whole interior of the car explodes. At least, that's what it seems like for a moment. When Pacifica launches a rocket, yeah, these sort of rockets are quite slow, which give us plenty of time to pray. I think I hear Ranger shouting something. The next thing I hear is the impact. Hey, there's a little thing called backblast, you know? And this bigger that thing can deflect bullets. And maybe explosive will do the trick. It's incredibly hard to see thanks to the fumes from the explosion. I can't even see the spider silhouette. Did it work? My vision starts to switch. At the same time, my whole body feels intense forces. A few seconds later, I realized that one of the legs pierced the station wagon and swung it around. My body got flung onto the snow. I blanked out for just a moment before I realized that now isn't the time I get up. The spider leg has gathered in one place to form a simple protective wall in front of Ranja. It seems several of the leg have been damaged, exposing the joint. But that's all damage there is. Our nearly suicidal rocket launcher attack had an evac, but it wasn't enough. Well, I guess it figures that this thing will have all sort of weapons data stored in its database. Anya speaks as she struggles to crawl out from the driver's seat of the overtuned car. I must admit, you caught me a little off guard, but this is the end. Ranja speaks calmly, with a sadistic gleam in her eyes. I didn't miss the flustered expression she had on her face for a split second. Unfortunately, I can't even manage to stand up. Halo abang pervert, welcome to the stream. Tante, ada orang pervert tante. The only thing keeping me from being skewered right now is Ranja desire to satiate her sadistic urge. It's like I'm already dead. I mean, I'm always dead, but you get the idea. You. I call Ranja something you definitely can't see on TV. I can clearly see Ranja calm, collected face disorderly rage. I can also see the spider lift up one of its legs. Machine gun fire nearly ruptured my eardrums. Pacifica's unloading every last bullet at Ranja, slowing the speed of the leg's movement. The attack barely grazes me as I desperately dodge it. I then borrow a war hat from the box that stumbled out of the car. I was easily able to hit Ranja in the face with a snowball earlier despite it being both slower and bigger than a bullet. Which can only mean one thing. Object thrown by hand don't trigger a spider defense system. And if that's the case... Bruh! I don't really want to say something like that's the power of friendship because that will be so cheesy. I say it ironically. That's the power of friendship. Friendship is the best. Friendship is the worst. Ranja looks like she's become part of the wreckage. Though I guess that's not too far from the truth since this thing was quite literally like an extension of her body. Ayako, you're making a mistake. There's also the fact that an exposed shaft or something is stabbing into her back. Associating with lazy will only make you lazy too. I still think it's our mission to rule. Rather than actually talking to me, it sounds like Ranja trying to convince herself more than anything. The plastoid she's always carrying has fallen onto the ground. Contrary to its soft appearance, there is our mechanical part jutting out of a tear in the fabric. There is no need to rush anymore, so I slowly pick it up. I see, so this must be the main control unit. Give that back. You seriously think anyone will give it back when you ask like that? Is there a ranger? We are superior, unlike you people. We are not fakers appealing to teenage brats who buy cheap knocks of brand name sneakers. That sounded so pathetic, I had to close my eyes. Do I feel empathy for this girl? I do, don't I? Udah mau beres. That stuff is meant to be inhaled or injected by VIPs who possess soldier who will gladly die for them when given the word. It's a glorious, high purity genie article. Only the genie can understand the feeling of the genie. One day you'll understand. I'm the you from the future. Someone's here to pick you up. I don't even have to look to know who it is. Heavy footstep and heavy breathing due to the heavy injury make it quite obvious. I had a feeling she will be coming. Man. Let's go home. Everything will be okay if I do everything I can to treat your injuries. I'm not your master anymore. It doesn't matter to me. What are you talking about? It matters to me. If you're not my slave, you're worthless to me. Your wound certainly is deep, but I lean in next to Ranger and examine her wound. I take the buck out of my pockets. The poor thing had failed in its mission to take control of me. Ranger opens wide. He mouthed the word stop. On closer inspection, I find that her wound isn't actually bleeding that much, so I set the buck free inside of it. I figure it's closer to the spine than the arm. The sky's starting to turn white, but I figure we will have enough time to get home if we start walking now. So we've got plenty of time. Ranger, you raise your right hand. Before I even finish speaking, Ranger raises her right hand, even though it's got underneath a jack. I can hear Miss Mad gasp. Fine, go ahead and humiliate me. I don't want to humiliate you. Don't worry, I won't do this again. Let's see, first of all, I'll command you to don't die. Miss Matt speak up when she catch on to what I'm trying to do. Wait, no you shouldn't. Next, you cease all sales of both drugs and sweet, and don't send hooligan to our room. Don't cause harm to me or other people close to me. And also, don't work with the church. This isn't what I want. Tell me how you really feel. It is what I want, but I don't think it is a wish worth granting. It's weird, I know. Maybe she's got a point, but I do think it's a wish worth granting. Ranger, don't leave Miss Matt's side. Miss Matt to protect Ranger at all times, in particular to prevent any situation that might cause extraction of these bug things from your bodies. Moving on. And furthermore, to continue to live together in peace for good. I drop a plush onto the ground. I do my best so I can to make sure nobody can ever touch it again for the rest of eternity. This is probably the limit of what I can do. At the very least, I feel refreshed. Let's go home. I talk to my two friends who have been watching over the whole thing. I want to take a bath. I want to eat meat. Sounds good. Let's do both. Please wait. Miss Matt dragged Ranja out of the scrub and carried her on her large back. It looks like Ranja asleep, she fainted from the humiliation. Her face does seem to be peacefully asleep. Miss Matt, you just said that this is weird. I think Miss Matt is a good person. According to Ranja, she's nothing more than a lazy ghost, but she's still virtuous and pure, which is why I wanted to reward her. Though I'm probably just being self-centered and self-satisfying here. Yes, I did say that, and I still think it. After all, everyone is a little bit weird. That's why my doctor told me. I didn't know what she was talking about at the time, but now I agree. Miss Sayoko, The doctor always giving medical exam in the plaza, and that's where I'll be too. I'll see you again someday. I'll be waiting. My two ghost friends and I feel as we walk off briskly, not because we don't have time, but because we want to be home as soon as possible. We leave the other two ghosts behind. I can't help but pray that one of them will be happy for as long as possible. Bagus juga sih episode yang ini. Wah, habis. Soalnya kan dia kan ini ya, hidupnya cakep kan si ceweknya kan dan ini kan kayak di luar real life nya gitu, ini kayak di isekai gitu. Terus dia ada di live fasenya tomat, belum masih ada satu episode lagi kan. Dia cacat fisik, wajar dong dia kayak agak dijauhin, dan dia pasti merasa kesepian dan pengen disenangi lah, tapi karena ambisnya itu jadi berlebihan gitu. Bagus sih story ini episode ini. Nah ini story yang biasa lanjut ke ini kayak actually real life-nya si MC gitu. Nah ini baru yang isekai yang tadi. One summer evening, when the air's hot enough to make you gradually break out in sweat. It's my first summer in this town. It's got a different sort of heat than the city. But just as I will do in the city, I make myself as small as possible as I get down from the single car train and head towards the unmanned turnstiles. He's waiting behind the turnstile. He has got a small, slender body and a cute face with a small, upturned nose. The slight humidity isn't doing her fluffy hair any favor, but even with that in mind, he's still several times more attractive than an other girl her age. You notice me, her face is in a paperback book. But I notice her eyes twitch a little. However, she still pretends not to have noticed me. I hold my car against the turnstile and pass through them. I do so even though I'm just going to go back inside after seeing her. But she will get mad at me if I didn't. Actually, she wouldn't get mad, just potty. With a look displeasure on her face and tears in her eyes for some reason, and her mood wouldn't improve until I personally apologize for every little thing I've done wrong. You're late. Once I pass through the turnstile, she looks up from her book. I've been waiting for ages. You really expect me to show up immediately when you call me unannounced? That's what I want to say, but instead I just say what I usually do. I'm sorry. No, you're not. I'm sorry for being inconsiderate and making you wait out in the heat even though you're tired from practice. I see. Apologize. Accept it. Try harder next time. The two of us pass back through the turnstile. That's another day worth of lunch money wasted for a stupid formality. And money is not the only thing I've lost today to feed this girl's stupid desire for control. Listen, I work very hard. I practice today. It's been about half a year since I had to move to this remote rural town due to parental job transfer. I don't know if it's because of the country climate or my own personality, but my classmates at my new school treat me like an outsider, and anybody tried to be my friend. He's the only one who has even approached me. He was just as alone. Sorry. And for that simple reason, we began to spend time together. Her parents are also from the city, so she says she picked up the urban vocabulary and intonation from her parents, but I doubt it was an entirely natural process. She has yearned for city life and believed that the city is where she belongs. She acts like she has been unjustly torn away from the city. From what I've heard, she has been to the city no more than 4 times in her life. So I seriously doubt she's really a city girl at heart. Well, justified or not, that's how she acts. So I guess I can't blame the local for treating her like an outsider. As a result, she had nowhere to belong. That's when I, as the city folk, move in, and she set her sight on me. She believed that if she can control me, she can control her delusion of the city. By the time I realized that, it was too late. Nearly half a year had passed. Oh, ini jadi kayak nyisahin si cewek yang tadi ya. Hey, are you listening? We wait for the train at the empty platform as it gradually gets darker. Nearby is an unmanned police box, an old, worn-out beauty parlor, and some sort of office. There's also a field. That's pretty much it. It almost makes you think we're in the middle of a desert or anything. Or something. Oh yeah. If you're not interested, then just say so. I'm interested, sorry, it must have been tough. What a mean teacher. If you want to pretend you were listening, you could brush up on your acting skill. I'm not in my home city anymore. If I don't do things my way, I'll just get swallowed up. I won't come see you anymore. I muster up everything I've got to ring out those words. I'm not doing this anymore, but you're my precious friend. I can't believe you will say something like that. We aren't friends. Friends are equal. You've got a lot of nerve to say that when you don't even have any friends besides me. I have friends back in the city. I talked to them about you, and they all said you were mean. They were worried about me, so I've worked up the courage to put my foot down. It's a lie. I'm as emotionally distant from my city friend as I'm physically distant from the city. I was only ever in a friend group with fellow outcasts. But it's not like those relationships were ever going to last anyway. But I figure it's a lie. I need to tell to show her just how firmly I'm putting my foot down. I'm not a good liar, but she has no way to finding out the truth. The rest is just a question of how bold I can be. What an obvious lie, as if you've got any friend. Her voice is as cold as window pane in the dead of winter. It seems like she has seen through my entire bluff. But it's all just for show. She's just as sweet of a girl as I am. So I just mimic her and speak as coolly as I can. Fine, you're free to believe whatever you want. The train getting closer to the platform, so I can't hear what she mutters under her breath. You. She takes a step toward me. Her face is twisted with rage, but I still kind of think she's cute. Not exactly the best time to space out. By the time I snap back to my sense, I realize there's no more ground underneath my left foot. I've been thrust away. I'm falling helplessly from platform. The sound of the train slid. Huh? Yep. It's 3.4. My first left foot, then my butt, and finally my shoulder. I'm in agonizing pain. The train slides into the platform on the opposite side as my ear picks up the disordered crunching of its brakes. In any case, I'm alive. That's kind of a relief since I was ready to die. But that relief subsides a second later when I see the girl who shoved me and flame of rage ignite. Hey, were you trying to kill me? Are you out of my mind? And she looks down at me from the platform. Instead of speaking timidly, she yells at me in a low voice I've never heard her use before. Are you trying to say I'm the same as the other shitty kids in the shitty town, in the shitty middle of nowhere? I guess it's easy to shit talk when you're shit too. You think you're hot shit just because you were born in the city? Well, my parents graduated from a proper university unlike yours. University? Why the hell are you talking about university? You're not city girls, you're a shitty bumpkin born in the shitty sticks. This exchange of words is completely pointless. I can't stand staying here. I want to find a way. What city friend? As if you're obviously lying. There's nothing charming about you at all. What's the point in associating with you? There's no kid who who will ever want to be your friend? Not here, not in the city, and not in this entire world. Yes, there are. There definitely are. There definitely are. This may be just a meaningless yelling competition, but now that I've put it to words, I feel like that's exactly what I want to be true. There has to be someone out there in this world who wants to be my friend, and who I would want to be friend with. There has to be. When I think about it like that, I start to tear up for some reason. Maybe it's just a way to cope with reality, but as long as I believe it to be true, I'm sure I can grow stronger in my own way. There must be someone waiting to meet me, out there, somewhere, far away from this stupid place. And I can't meet them unless I look for them. In the meantime, I'll have to make myself someone worth meeting. I'll come see you someday. That's why I come run and die in a place like this. I look up at that pitiful girl with a deviant smile. She runs away in fear, and by the time the police car and ambulance arrive, I've been laughing the entire time. As a result, the doctor have my head inspected too. Dikirain gila ya. Kegedik jadi gila gitu. Kepalanya kebentur ya. Well, at least I got a funny memory out of it. Tinggal episode terakhir. Wah, apa nih? Gambarnya gambar si Yoru. The day I look at her, then saw her. Anjir. Ini belum ada yang season 2-nya nih. Kayak nanggung gini kayaknya. Coba aku ke store page. Soalnya baru keluar tahun lalu sih, Agustus. Tuh, terakhir update-nya November. Jadi ada bahasa Mandarin. Kalau di LC-nya soundtrack sama artbook. Tinggal satu episode lagi ngap. Seru banget sih. Ya, belum ada season 2-nya, guys. Berarti besok kita lanjut ini ya, buat abisin episode terakhirnya. Ya wes lah, kita bakalan tadi soalnya udah di Twitch juga udah serem berapa jam ya? Di sini sekarang sisa siapa aja? Tadi di Twitch kita udah berapa jam di Twitch kita? Oh itu. Ini summary. 5 jam. Tambah ini 3 jam. 8 jam. Oke lah. Oke lah. Tuh, kalau di Twitch tuh enaknya bahkan follower terakhirnya tuh bisa dilihat tuh. Follower listnya bahkan bisa dilihat, Cok. Ini aku kaget sih actually dia follow aku. Padahal aku kayaknya di live chat dia cuman bentar, cuman say hello dan nggak pernah nge-rate, dan dia di aboutnya only speak Japanese. Only speak Japanese perasaan. Lihat-lihat. Harusnya sih masih ada Nepu. Terus mungkin ada ANS, biasa ANS nggak live chat. Oh, mungkin ada Pau-Pau. Cuman di sini nggak bisa ngecek, Cok. Like-nya di sini. Kayak di Twitch. Tadi aja misteriusnya Papua terciduk, Cok, kalau di Twitch. Iya gak, Bau? Habis itu kita bermain game menjadi ini ya. Menjadi serigala ganteng ya. Rubah ganteng ya. Rubah ganteng. Habis itu menang lagi.
I'm too not sober to think, so I'm just say okay. You're not sober? On a Tuesday night?
Yang live tinggal dikit ya. Ini kemarin kita main Hades win streak terus kan ya yang di akhir-akhir tuh. Ya kan ya Nep ya? Kayaknya gampang banget waktu itu. Kayak semenjak udah nyentuh 11 ya, langsung streak terus. Terus lah, udah sebut nama, ada Nepu, ada Abang Pervert Telur, ada Bagis, ada Kevin, ada Tante Badut, ada Senpapi, ada Om Aldo, ada Om Keper, ada Bro Wipiu, ada Yamete Kudasai, ada apa lagi? Atau ada siapa lagi? Terus juga mungkin ada yang nonton tapi nggak live chat, contohnya Paupo dan ANS ya kan. Tinggal juga yang tadi yang udah donate ya buat media share. So ya, hebat yang udah mampir dan juga menemani live stream kali ini. Nanti siang nggak tahu dah bakal live stream apa enggak. Mungkin sore. Soalnya nanti mau ke tempatnya Lord, mau apa namanya? Tolongin dia rakit PC. Soalnya kan dia kan baru beli barang PC ya. Mau dia nggak paham. Tapi kayaknya beli online kan dapat cashback banyak. Jadi ya nanti tolongin rakitin gitu. Sekalian ajarin dia. Jadi nanti kalau ada masalah dia bisa cabut sendiri lah. Biar nggak ribet. Oh iya tadi juga ada Lord ya. Kayak thanks for watching and see you guys in the next stream. Bye. Kenapa Nep? Santai. Besok 5K. Santai. 5K siap-siap ya, bracket 5K. Fedelish akan menyerang membantai-bantai 5K.